All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Supermarket Prep. I hope you guys are having an amazing morning. Hope you guys had a great day yesterday. Good morning, Peter. How you doing today?
Hey, good morning, Carlos. I am doing great. Hoping that we are going to have a good day in the markets. We had a little bit of a weird day yesterday on the markets. Started out very slow, didn't it? A lot of
Yeah.
choppiness. Not quite sure. A couple of things that were moving, but then in the afternoon, the entire market got together and decided it is time to move lower. So we had this big move in the afternoon that took almost everything down. And if you caught that, and if you're in our chat room and attending one of the webinars, for example, Vanessa Charlin was trading live with people and was talking about some of her methods, and she called it like just right on the nose as to what was going to happen. And a bunch of people in the room who were in that webinar, I know, took advantage of that, jumping on a few trades. So yeah, good value add on that one yesterday. So hopefully we'll get some similar type of opportunities today.
Yep, absolutely. Looking forward to it. Should be a lot of fun. All right, the market's selling down just a little bit following yesterday's sell-off. So it should be an interesting day. Here's our gappers list today, friends. What we got going on the gap up. A couple of things on here. A lot of mining tickers today. So you got some Bitcoin type plays here. They're not up big. You know, Jairo did a great engineering the markets this morning, and he mentioned it was his birthday, Peter. I don't know if it's his birthday or not. I don't know if it's real, because I think we celebrated so far like 3 of Jared's birthday. So I don't know if I think this is the real one, because he's the one saying that it is his birthday. But I feel like we've done like 3 of these already. Like Megan said happy birthday a month ago. Brian like 2 months before that. I said it like the beginning of the year. So I don't know how many birthdays this guy's got, but he had a great breakdown on how the correlation works between these tickers here and Bitcoin. And I agree with him. I expect these stocks to be high flying, but they're not. They're just slightly up. They don't believe the hype, or maybe they're waiting to see a little bit later if they're going to be getting going here. But a little bit of action on all of them. Riot, Mara, COSK. I don't see MSTR here, but I'm sure they'll be joining the group soon. So that's what we have there. And then gapping down a bunch of stuff given the market sell-off. So yeah, should be an interesting day.
I have Jared's birthday for Monday, the 22nd. So I think his birthday's coming up.
Monday, today's the 22nd.
Oh, then it would be today, I guess.
So it is today.
I have it on the 22nd, so I guess that would be today then.
All right, so you know what? Let's happy birthday, Jared, man, for the 3rd time this year. So yeah, awesome. All right, no, but happy birthday, Jared. Looks like today he is actually celebrating, and he is going to be doing some stuff. All right, excellent, friends. Let's get to our U.S. economic calendar and see what's happening here today.
All right, guys, we got a couple of things that are happening today. Numbers that just came out on the employment front. We had initial and continuing jobless claims that happened. The initial jobless claims a little lower than expected, but not by much. 227,000 versus 230. Continuing jobs claims a little higher. 1.9 million versus, well, as you can see there, just under 1.9. So the only other data that we expect to have coming out is at 9:45, where we've got the U.S. services and manufacturing PMI numbers that are supposed to come out. Not expected to impact the markets. Another data piece that came out this morning, interestingly, the Canadian, this is something I don't think I see in the US, but the RMPI, the Raw Materials Price Index, came out and was negative 3%, which is usually an indication of inflation. The lower the number, the greater the expected consumer-based inflation. And that is not unexpected, but a little disappointing for all like me and other Canadians. That looks like we're going to be facing some consumer price inflation. Again, not really a surprise, but I just thought that was interesting. So we'll see what happens with that. All right, we have a couple of earnings that we're going to talk about, and of course, everything that we see on the gappers list.
Yep, absolutely, friends. Let's take a look here. So heading back to our gappers list, let's start with what's kind of taking over the entire list here. Is our Bitcoin type plays this morning. So again, Bitcoin breaking. I think the high was 111,000 with 870 something was the new all-time high here. So let's start with the first one. It's going to be Snow, SNOW. Actually, no, it's not Snow. It's Clean Spark, CLSK. There we go. Start with that one there. So we got CRSK, which is not my favorite one, but they're up 5.4, 928,000 shares traded. We have Mara here as well, up slightly, 5%. They're starting to get going now, starting to move a little bit higher here, up 5%, 1.7 million shares traded as well. MSTR is another one that can be affected by this, also up 2.4. So again, all of them up pretty slightly this morning. Peter, I know you're not a big fan of these, but today seems like a good day. What will you be watching this morning?
Well, look, this is exactly what we talked about yesterday. Remember, we were at N for a while. When the Bitcoin prices get over that 109 to $110,000 per Bitcoin, we're going to expect to see the Bitcoin offerings, sort of start to move, and that's exactly what happened overnight. Twice we got over 110,000, and now we're sitting at $111,480 for Bitcoin. So I'm not really surprised that they're moving, and this may be where we start to see the stock follow. And it depends, of course, on what Bitcoin prices continue to do through this market day. Probably worth keeping an eye on. I don't normally say watch Bitcoin because it's been pretty boring, but we're up in that range where I think people could start to get really excited about Bitcoin prices again. Yeah, let's see what happens.
Yeah, it should be interesting. I'm starting to see a little bit of action too as we're talking about it here. You see MSTR pushing a little bit higher. You see some of these other ones kind of pushing towards their high of their pre-market this morning. So this should be exciting. And again, let's see how well this is going to hold. So out of all of these, my favorite one is it has been changing back and forth between Mara and Coin. I see Mara as good today. Let's take a look at Coin here, also doing some stuff. They also have great news, as you guys know, being added to the S&P 500. So I'm inclined to have Coin on the list. I know. MSTR is the one that gets the people rowdied up, right? So they get people really rowdy here. It is just, you got to be careful with this one. So I will have it on a secondary list, but just be mindful of how aggressive this stocks moves. You really got to have great risk management. And if you're a trader, just starting out, that's okay. That's kind of struggling with their discipline a little bit. This is one you want to stay away from. Treat it like a low flow, right? Know what your skill set is, know what you're good at. And if, risk management is an issue, this one will tear you apart. So be very, very careful. All right. So MSTR on the secondary list and then Coin on my main list. But you got plenty this morning. Riot is on here. Mara. I believe IREN is also a ticker as well, right? IREN. I believe
yes, it is.
They're a ticker of of course they're a ticker. Duh. But they're saying, are they a Bitcoin ticker? Peter?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Excellent.
We're not one of the ones we normally trade. They're one of the weird ones that they've been on and off our list for a while. Like they were, they're an Australian company and they've done a whole lot of things, right? I think they were like into energy management. They were doing some data center management, and then they decided that Bitcoin's the place to be. I don't know a lot about the company, to be honest, but I just remember like they used to. Anyways, it's one of those transitional companies that like we were talking about yesterday, right? Those the iced tea companies, or the everybody decides sometimes to abandon their core business, get into something else. So these were guys that they again used to do other stuff, and they said, you know what? There's more money in Bitcoin. Let's do that.
Yeah, absolutely. So many people doing that. We saw Hood also one of the latest ones reporting that they're getting involved in the Bitcoin mania, and this could be another one that trades very well too, actually. So I'm going to put this one on my secondary list again. We will refine that a little bit later as we move forward on the show here. All right, going back to our list, our gap up keeps growing, and for the most part, I see Coin showing up here now. So some more Bitcoin tickers making their way up. But I see APP leading the way up here. So APP, Advanced Auto Parts, they normally don't trade very well. We usually don't have them on the list. Big gap up this morning of 33%. So really nice here, Peter. Is this earnings, or do we have something going on? Are people's cars breaking down more often now that they're buying used cars and not new ones? What's the latest and greatest?
Well, it's interesting. This is only anecdotal, but watching the hockey playoffs, as I have been, there's this big war in used car. Here we've got car gurus and Auto Trader, and they've been advertising like crazy during live sport events. Really, it seems like the used car market is picking up, and they're seeing opportunity. So I'm not surprised Advanced Auto Parts might be getting some benefit as people are looking to, fix or repair, maintain older vehicles rather than buy new. In this case, they did have earnings, and look, they had a good earnings. They beat their numbers and say that they're going to maintain their outlook. Like as we talked yesterday, it used to be maintaining your outlook meant your stock would get punished, right? Not good enough. We want to see you increase the outlook. Nowadays, just to have an outlook and even further to say, and we think we can, hit it or maintain it is a good thing. And we're seeing it go up. Never traded this, don't know what to expect, but my gut is that this is probably not going to be a very active trader once the opening bell rings.
Yeah, I agree 100%. All right, I'm just in the middle of answering someone here. They're good question here. They're asking, why do we always say stay away from low flow stuff and pre-market trading? And the reason for that, and one of those reasons is consistency. You put it right on here. It's very difficult to be consistent with lower flow stocks and trading in the pre-market. The price action is more unpredictable than it is trading during the market open. We have a lot of volatility and volume, and stocks that are mid to larger floats, right? They're much easier to trade. Nothing wrong with low flow stocks. Actually, I was at one point in a group that traded low flow tickers, and they were very good, but they took like one trade a week. Like they were very selective, and they had a process. Now, when they had that one trade a week, that signal, they went all in. They went all in on everything, and so it's a different type of style of trading. I don't think you can trade penny stocks and low flow stocks every single day. You can trade mid to large flow stocks every day with our strategies. At least that's my personal opinion. You might feel different, but I see new traders struggle with low flow stocks. Peter, you see the same with all the people that we heard stories from that join our community. Again, nothing wrong with them, but it's a completely different style of trading.
Yeah. My reasoning is a little bit different. The risk to reward is tough to manage, right? Because by definition, you're trading something that's moving a lot more than it normally would, and it tends to be outsized moves. So you could get a $5 stock that's moving $5, right? Like going up 100%. And the risk is if that's in your favor, that's great, and you're really happy. But you always have to keep in mind your worst case scenario. That's what risk management is. And if you're taking one of those and you're only taking a 20 or 30 cent risk on it because it's only a $5 stock, right? You could win a bunch of times, but when you lose, the chances are you could lose really big. And that's the risk. It's harder to manage that. So yeah, that's why I prefer sticking with like you said, the large float sort of big tech stocks primarily.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a challenge. It's very difficult.
Yep.
Not impossible, but extremely difficult. All right, guys, let's see what else we have going on here. So back to our gappers list, which again was pretty calm and tamed, and it seems now we are getting pretty aggressive here as far as the number of tickers are showing up. Let's go through this list. ASST. We saw this yesterday as well. Actually, a couple of days now, this thing has made our list. As you can see here, it's been high flying lately. Let's bring that chart up. High flying lately. Started back on May the 7th. Actually, we're going on probably 2-3 weeks on this thing already. So we're up 16.4 here. Again, not an easy stock to trade. I believe these guys are doing a deal. You mentioned it yesterday, Peter. They're merging or some partnership. I forget the exact reason.
And they're moving today just because of the Bitcoin prices. This is another one of these companies that have sort of changed their focus. They used to be, they were social media company, right? They did social media marketing and content development for Discord and TikTok and YouTube and LinkedIn and other things. But now they're also a Bitcoin company, and that's really, I think, why they're moving.
Yeah, that makes sense. Today's their day. We'll see where they goes here. Again, I think there might be better things to trade here. Lower price stock. It can move very aggressive, so just be mindful of that. I see Snow here. I'm not a big fan of Snow. For me, I find it very difficult to trade when it comes to the price action. Peter, notice how much better we are today. Did you get better sleep? Our words are coming out more eloquently this morning.
I actually didn't sleep all that well, but I did go and work out this morning, and then I did go to the steam room and a cold shower. So all that's put me back
Okay.
into I think game shape here. So yeah, I'm
Good,
feeling
man.
good.
Good, because yesterday we were just mumbling it and then stumbling
I know
all
we
over the
were
words and everything. I got horrible sleep today. I feel like a new man, so hopefully that can translate to some good trading or at least good decision making. But we were talking about snow. Snow is not typically a great trading stock for me. Intraday action could be messy. So usually I find other things to look at. This morning they're up 9.5, as you can see here, 543,000 shares traded. Peter, what's driving these guys today?
They had earnings after the close yesterday. Good quarter. They beat on revenue, beat on bottom line earnings. Revenue is pretty close, just over $1 billion. Earnings, they delivered 24 cents versus the expected 21. So that's good news. The big news is they actually not only said that they are going to be able to hit their guidance, they actually raised their guidance. And we're seeing this trend increasingly, right? If you're a retailer, you're going to talk tariffs. It's having an impact. There's a lot of uncertainty. If you're a services company, generally you're able to maintain or even increase your guidance. Things are going better for service companies, and snow's not the only one. We've got some others that we could talk about that had earnings that are sort of singing the same tune. But Snowflake had said their earnings after the close, and it's looking good. Like you said, though, Carlos, tougher to trade. This is not one of the high flying stocks. It's another one of those tech companies that is sitting on the New York Stock Exchange, which is always a little unexpected. So keep that in mind. You got to wait for the volume. I like where they sit on the daily, though, with this gap up. 10% gap here, almost $18. If they can sort of gap over 200, that might give them a little more incentive to move higher. But you can see that in the early hours they did spike there, but not for very long. Might be worth watching. I'm just a little skeptical as to whether the volume is going to come in.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan. I'm also seeing some names on the gap down that I want to make sure I have some space for. And so Snow is going to be on the back of the bus here. Let's look at back to the list again, just getting through some of the Bitcoin stuff. I see MSTRs coming up here as well. So just getting through some of this stuff. I think QXO might not be one. We'll look at this. I keep saying CrowdStrike. It's very close, but this is Core Weave or Weave, whatever. We'll look at that one. But QXO, what is this? QXO. This is, well, what is this, Peter? I'm not sure what this is, but it's up 3.3, 1.2 million shares traded. Already looking at the daily, I'm not going to like this one a lot, so it won't be on my list. But today they seem to have something going on.
They seem to be a building products. Their website talks about residential roofing and siding and waterproofing and anyways. So why are they
Hmm.
here? That's a great question. Anyways, they have a secondary offering. I really don't know why they're here on our list. It's a little odd. Let's see if
Hmm.
this news gives me anything. Yeah, they have a secondary offering where they've issued 48,484,849 shares of stock. So that usually drags a company down, not lifts it up. So it's a little perplexing.
Yeah. That doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I don't like it. We'll move on to the next one, guys. We'll look at CRWV this morning, which is Core Weave, and again, this thing, this just keeps going, Peter. Keeps
Yeah.
going. It is just insane. Look at this. Today high of the pre-market is 119.48. I mean, what's the float on this? Is this a low flow stock? It's trading like one. No, it's
No.
152
No.
million
It's
shares
not.
float. So,
Yeah.
wow, massive moves here. It is in play. I'm gonna add this to my list. I mean, I might not trade it, but it's gonna be on the list. I mean, it's just wild how
It,
active this is.
yeah, it wasn't as interesting yesterday as it has been in previous days, but it's still traded fairly well, especially off the open. As you know, Carlos, we were watching a few things that didn't move. CoreWeave was one of those ones that did. So yeah, it's in play. I'm surprised, but here it is.
Yeah, it's in
Volume
play, man. It's
continuing to
just
increase. Wow, I didn't realize that. Yesterday's volume, I'm just looking at it. They said it sort of hit a record high, 61 million shares traded yesterday. And that's
yeah,
yeah,
yep.
look at that. See, the volume's actually ramping up. So, okay. All right.
Yeah,
You
because
go,
we,
or we.
we 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 left it off. If you remember on the daily and intraday here, we left it off where it was kind of selling off, right? And you almost took a short here, which would have turned out really really nice, right? But yeah, look, it came back up and it went all the way up to 107. So it's really doing some stuff here. So I like it. We'll put it on my list. We'll take a look at them today and see how they end up. Again, very very active this morning. Um, all right, this list keeps growing. I'm going to look at one more here, which MSTR we spoke about. We already have that on the list. And I think we're pretty much set. Everything else seems to be more in the Bitcoin type of tickers kind of catching up this morning. So I'll stop here. Peter, anything you like that maybe we haven't discussed yet?
Well, we got to mention one last time here Bitcoin, because all these Bitcoin offerings are here as prices are sitting at all time highs, up over $111,000 for a Bitcoin. First time ever it's been up this high. So, yeah, that might give things a little bit of a boost, right? The previous high was about 109,000, I think. So,
Yep.
this is the area that I said we could see a breakout. So, I think today I'm going to keep a little closer watch on it. Usually, Bitcoin doesn't move during the market day. It's one of those that loves to move overnight and on weekends. And I mean, I guess that's what happened last night, right? Like all of this move happened overnight. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'll just keep an eye on it. Other than that, what else? Zoom. How about ZM or ZM, if you prefer? Zoom, one of those pandemic plays that we used to trade very actively during the pandemic, and really just sort of stopped being fun. But they had earnings after the close yesterday, beat their numbers, and increased their guidance. So another one of these service-based companies that is able to take advantage of the current economic climate and drive their guidance higher. They typically, like now these days, unfortunately, get much lower volume than they used to. So. It ain't like it used to be, but maybe Zoom will come back into play. I don't know. I don't really believe that, but you never know. Other than that, what else? How about BJ Wholesale? BJ, ticker symbol on that. Trading very low volume this morning, but it's because they had earnings. They actually missed on revenue, beat on bottom line, stated concerns over tariffs. Again, one of these retailers, the retail story is fairly similar in each case, where they're sort of pulling back on guidance, or at least just being silent on it, not issuing guidance. Some of the other companies that had earnings today, TD Bank, TD is their ticker symbol there, beat their numbers as always. Banks always do. Don't trade a lot of volume. Ralph Lauren, RL, and Williams and Sonoma, WSM. Interesting, Ralph Lauren actually had a good quarter, beat their numbers. I didn't hear anything about their forecast, but I got to believe that they would also be cautious on their guidance. But they say actually next quarter sales is optimistic. I don't know what their actually, come to think of it, Ralph Lauren, they probably do most of their sales outside of the U.S., I would think. I don't see Ralph Lauren as a big U.S. brand anymore. Anybody wear Ralph Lauren stuff? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe
No,
they
no,
do. No.
I don't. But my memory of Ralph Lauren was always with the big symbols and colors, and I'm not a
Yeah.
big symbols guy. Like I don't know, I don't want to put my stuff out. I just no, there's no need for these big symbols, guys, right? So, but I think that maybe there is out there, and now they're more subtle, and you don't see the
It
big
could be.
logos like it used to be, right?
Ralph Lauren, when I was in the '80s, when I was in high school, it was always the preppy kids that wore Ralph Lauren, and then it went from preppy to
Yeah.
like the discount, the cheap brand, because they started like mass producing stuff, and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
then it just became cheap and seedy, and then I don't know, maybe that's just me. Anyways,
Yeah,
but
I've been a Ralph
I
Lauren's
guess it could
guy.
be cool
Yeah.
again. I have no idea. All right. Anyways, Ralph Lauren had earnings. Williams and Sonoma also had earnings. That's always been cool and expensive, I suppose. If you can afford it, go buy some. That's like kitchen stuff, isn't it?
Which
Williams
one?
Williams
William
Sonoma.
Simona? Yeah, man,
Yeah,
they got some pretty
yeah.
cool
I don't
stuff.
I don't have those stores here. I think one time my wife said, "Oh, let's go into this when we were on vacation," and I was looking at like a $500 pot, and I'm like, "What the hell is wrong with people? Who's
There's some
that?"
people out there, Peter. I mean, it's
I'm
just
like, that
they got to
is.
find something to do with their money. Um,
Uh,
I was
and
looking
I
at
remember picking up a pair of tongs that was like $80 for a pair of tongs or
yeah,
something. I am
yeah.
like, not in your life am I paying $80
Yeah.
for a pair of aluminum tongs. Anyways, whatever.
I think I might
All
have
right.
told
So
you this
what do you want
story.
us to know about?
I was talking to a pilot, and one of the pilots that lands here in Teterboro, and we were having a conversation. I think it was just he was in a layover here in Teterboro where all these stars come in, and he was in the mall there. And we were just at the bar, and we got to the conversation, and he mentioned to me that the client that he works for, they buy
Yeah.
towels, regular towels that me and you would get at a Target,
Right.
Macy's or whatever for like $50. $50 is a really good towel. Like that towel better be very nice. 18,000 for beach towels.
What?
When he saw that price tag, he's like, there's just a different level that I don't understand. So every price tag I see from this guy, I take off 2 zeros, and that's like what the price would be for me. I'm just like, no, you're kidding me. Like, yeah, one towel, well, actually three towels, 18,000. I'm like, I just can't believe it. And it's insane. There's a different level out there, Peter. That doesn't have nothing to do with their money, and this is what they do.
You
Yeah,
can overpay for anything you want in the world. If there's
absolutely.
people willing to pay for it, there's the money to do it. So yeah, why not, right? Like you don't need to sell many towels in a year at that price to make some
Yeah,
money.
exactly. Ernesto says, but it has 3,000 threads. Yeah, I'm sure it feels
Yeah,
amazing. But guess what? I like my bank account to feel amazing, and I'll dry myself with a paper towel if I have to. All right, let's go here.
whatever. All right. Let's move on. We
Insane.
digress here.
Insane.
Yeah.
Friends, that is our gap up list. Continues to grow here. We're going to look at what's gapping down this morning, and we'll see what's taking place here. Let's look at Run to start it off here this morning. Run is running the wrong way. They're down at 35% this morning, 7.4 million shares traded. So as you can see here, taking a big drop. This is Sunrun. Oh, these are they stopped by the house years ago here to try to get me solar panels, I believe. These are these guys. I think they're big in Florida. But Peter, not having a good day today.
Yeah, they're not. So, not a surprise. Solar companies are going to be one of the big losers if the Trump tax bill, the big, beautiful bill, goes through the House and gets approved. They're going to lose a lot of the tax credits and incentives that they took advantage of. So, there's concern over the sector. I think we'll see probably all of these solar panel companies, Enphase, First Solar, Sunrun that we're talking about now. A lot of downgrades. They got a couple of downgrades today just on the fear of whether this bill gets approved or not. It's going to be a tough couple of years for them, as we know, right? This administration has said they're much more favorable of other non-renewable energy sources. So yeah, it's a tough day. Might be worth watching. I don't know. Look, I mean, the news is bad enough that to me, this is one of those, it could even go lower. It's down 35% already on the day and very easily could go lower. It just depends on whether this volume keeps up. The problem is it's also like, it's only $6 now. So, yeah. So,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
the House approved it? Has it? Jay says it's approved and now off to Senate.
Yeah, it
They
was approved
approved
this
that?
morning. Yeah, approved this
Really?
morning.
Oh,
Yeah, went through.
whatever.
It got
US
approved.
politics, I don't get
I think like 8 a.m. They were this morning. They were voting on it, and it got approved. Yeah, so it'll go up to the Senate. So I guess that's not good for them. You can see them reacting here. I still don't think this thing is going to trade well. Again, I'm not sure. Not sure. So I'll leave it off the list here, but I see some other ones on here. Okay, so I see what's happening. EMPH, same thing. We're down
Yeah.
here. SEDG. How many of these do we have in play? Is this another one? So, oh man, solar. You don't want to be in the solar business today,
I'm
baby.
telling you,
Ooh.
that's what I said.
No,
All
no.
of them, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
this
yeah,
bill, they're all going down, baby. So
down,
pick
down,
whichever
down.
one you want. Yeah,
I mean, they're all on here, guys. I'm looking at FSLR. I mean, you name it. This is all solar central. So, yeah, if you work for solar, you might want to start looking for other opportunities out there. If
time to
that's
start trading.
yeah, start trading full time. Increase that risk because not looking good here. All right, HIMS is not solar, and they are on the gap down list, and they've been in play quite a bit here. So solar right now down 8.3, 2.9 million shares traded. Again, pulling back, had a couple of red days, and it seems like today it wants to continue on that. So nice gap down this morning. I like the way they look here, and they've been trading really good as far as volatility overall, up or down. Bears or bullish, they've been great. So I'm going to add them to my list, Peter. What's your thoughts on them?
I'm trying to figure out why they are specifically moving today. Um, I think that they've had an interesting run. I'm actually surprised that they've held up as well as they have, because it doesn't seem like the news on the company has been all that good. But they did get this rise at the beginning of the month and then held it. Now maybe this is just sort of giving a little bit of it back right now. But yeah, I don't know what to think of it. I haven't traded it throughout this entire process. It never attracted me, so it's not going to today.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna put it on here, guys. I think it looks great. We'll see how it goes. We'll see what it does here. I know it's been trading pretty clean. I have not traded it yet, but you guys have been just straight crushing this one. So we'll see if today's gives an opportunity here. And then as I look through this list, pretty much everything is solar. I do see XPEF and UNH. XPEF's been making a lot of noise lately. Today now gapping down, Peter. They're down 5.5, 856,000 shares traded. You can see here on the daily, they've just been a little bit all over the place. Decent day yesterday, broke out nicely here, and then back down this morning. I didn't really watch the price action. I'm not sure if you did, Peter.
No, well, we did a little bit because we talked about it as we were live trading yesterday morning. It didn't look all that great. I have to admit, I didn't follow it throughout the whole day. But that being said, they did get a couple of upgrades in the last 24 hours. So a couple of analysts feeling a little more bullish about XPEV. Looking back at the trading volume yesterday, yeah, it looks pretty horrible. So I'm not I'm not going to put it on my list today.
Yeah, we'll keep it off here, friends. So let's take a look at what else we have. And the other one I see on here that's been pretty interesting is UNH. So UNH gapping down now. We are down 2.5 a million shares traded. So still getting decent volume, right, compared to what they normally do. So could be interesting here. So I've been watching. I have not really traded, but it's been fun to just watch on the sidelines here. I'll do the same today on the secondary list. But again, have not really traded it here. But still going, Peter. Still getting some good pre-market volume. Daily volume staying put. Still a lot of action going on.
Yeah, still getting some of that volume, but I look at the trading yesterday. It really didn't do much. It was pretty flat, and then it got taken down by the market. So its big move of the day was really just reflecting the overall market move. I think the fun is over in the short term for UNH. It doesn't feel that active. There's probably better targets today, in my opinion.
Yep. We'll see how it looks. And then I think that's it. That covers our gap down, friends, and our gap up. Peter, as far as anything you like that's gapping down today, what's on your list?
Everything. I was surprised at how pretty much all of the earnings were on the gap up list, even when I didn't think they should be there. So, I don't have any. I was going to mention solar, but then they've all popped up here, so that took care of those. Nothing else really to mention. Apple is the only thing that I see gapping down that I normally watch that might be worth worrying about. It had some decent trading yesterday, but I'd probably go back to my good friend Tesla. Don't know what it's going to do, but I just like the price action. Yesterday, though, at the open, I got to say we were watching Tesla, Carlos, and my God, it was ugly, wasn't it? Like right.
Oh yeah.
Just right at the open, it was just
messy.
Brutal. So
yeah.
Be careful with it, right? Like it often has good days, but when it doesn't have a good open, it is just rough to trade. You can get chopped to death on it. So yeah, be very careful.
Speaking of Tesla, we're watching it closely for an opportunity. It reminds me of Amazon. Amazon was the one that stopped me out a couple of times here. Again, that first hour, 45 minutes, complete chop, and then I don't know if you guys caught up with it a little bit later. Look at this beautiful runs that it goes in. It was so nice after like a 40 minutes or so. So we'll see. Sometimes it can have a choppy start. Tesla, on the other hand, was choppy the entire day. It just gave you no real good opportunities, at least not for me and Peter. All right, let's take a look at what you guys like this morning. I am looking at our chat here. Let's see what tickers you guys like today. All right, what we got going on? Google, let's take a look. David from Connecticut, good buddy of ours. He has 7 years with us. That's what it says on there, but he has more. I think he built the company with Andrew. Guy's been here forever, so good to see you, man. Google, GOOGL, up 2% this morning, 1 million shares traded. And yeah, we're getting some action here. And Google traded well yesterday. It was Google. Which other ones? I think it was in Meta. I forgot. There were a few that just completely crushed it. Google was one of them. So right now, getting a little bit of volume should be interesting. I think I'll add them to my list. I do have the space for it. Normally, I don't like the way Google trades. I think it's one of the tickers that trades the worst. But yesterday they had other plans. They did very, very well, very clean. So we'll take a look at that one. CoreWeave, I do have on deck. Yes, CoreWeave was another one that completely crushed it yesterday. I mean, just insane. And today they're doing the same, up 3.9, as high as 119.48 in the session here. So they're doing pretty well there. We cannot forget about our buddy PLTR. So let's take a look at what PLTR is doing this morning. Right now, pretty flat. Yesterday, again, a lot of sideways action too. So there was a lot of sideways activity yesterday. Finally broke down. But I won't give them credit for this because the overall market, as Peter mentioned earlier, had that kind of breakdown in midday there. So PLTR, I'll put them on my list here. I'll fine tune this list. I might move some stuff around, like maybe HIMS down and PLTR up. We'll fix that later. What else? NVIDIA. We have not talked about NVIDIA today. NVIDIA was another one. How did it do yesterday? Yeah, yes, it was good actually. This is when Andrew took that trade. I wonder if he stayed. He got off at 11 a.m. here after the live trading. I wonder if he stayed on this thing. I think he still was in it. So hopefully he caught this move up to 137. Just awesome. Then right back down with the sell-off. So pretty much, up and down there for NVIDIA. And today, although it's not gapping up or down much, has been very active this morning. Down below the previous day close, back up above the previous day close. So I think NVIDIA could be a good one to have on deck. One that's not going to be on deck today is probably Tesla. We'll see. All right, let's see what else. QBTS. Yeah, not sure. Pretty flat right now. Still has volume. Secondary. Peter, your thoughts?
Look, it's been in play. I don't know how to argue it. It was a good play yesterday. I know that Paris and some others traded it short. And I think Andrew even traded it on the short side. So, in play doesn't always mean up, right? In play can mean down. And QBTS definitely was having a weaker day yesterday, but still active and still in play. Good volume, good price action. So, why not, right? Trade it. It's very interesting. I'm reading this book that a friend of mine gave me some book. It's called Timeline. Michael Crichton, I think, is the author. Anyways, just a fiction book, but it's all about like quantum foam, and it's like a 1999 view of quantum computing. It's fascinating book actually, especially reading it 25 years later compared to the view of what quantum was going to be back in 99. So I think it was 99 when it was published. So, and anyways, interesting. Was there a movie? Huh. There you go. Okay, I have to go watch the movie then once I finish the book.
All right. Sounds good, man. I think we are all set. I like my list today so far. Coin, CoreWeave, we have HIMS, we have Google, NVIDIA, MSTR, and Hood. So very heavy on the coin stuff at the bottom here. We might fine tune that a little bit. UNH, PLTR, and QBTS on the secondary list. So that's what I got there. And again, our list continues to grow. A lot of it made up from Bitcoin breaking all-time highs here and pushing higher, and then solar panels not looking so sunny over here as they're gapping down quite a bit. So Peter, let's go over to bearwithtraders.com. Once you click on webinars, you can get what's happening for the next 2 weeks. Today is not a beautiful Thursday because it is rainy and cold over here. We actually had to turn on the heat yesterday, Peter. And I'm like, what's happening here? It was freezing.
Yeah, well, I did that a few days ago because it started to get cold. I've never figured out in North America. Carlos, do you have the same thing? Like, why is it that I have to switch from
Wait, did I just
Figure
lose?
out to
I
heat
think we just
or
lost
air
audio for you.
condition my house.
Okay, we got you back. Okay. Oh, say it again. Say it again.
Well, why do I have to figure out whether I need to heat or air condition my house and flip a switch? Why doesn't it just automatically do that? Like, I don't understand. When I lived in Australia, I didn't have that problem. The system figured it out. Why does my thermostat make me like switch from air conditioning to heat? I don't understand.
Where in
Anyways,
Canada?
maybe I'm just behind in the. Well, the problem is we get these smart thermostats that you have to get. They're issued by the I don't know the
Company or
gas. I don't know. Somebody issues them. Anyways, and
so here's what usually happens because one of my friends went through this. He just bought a house. His heat is not. He has central air, but his heat comes from the gas, right? So it's two different systems. But you can put them all together. But sometimes what a lot of people did was they had the wiring. They had one system for heat, one system for cold. You got to get a tech to go in there and put that on a thing on a Nest, and the Nest will control everything. They'll combine that. But you need someone to go in there and get you a Nest, man. It'll hook that thing up. You shouldn't
apparently I
have to
just need to
decide that.
upgrade. All right.
Yeah, gotta get upgrade. But
I
I
guess
get
that's
it.
why. All right. Never
Yeah,
mind.
yeah.
Probably just me. All right. Well, anyways, look, I purposely was trying to avoid a weather report because I do it every day. So, Carlos, it was your turn today to bring the weather in. So I didn't do it.
Yes.
Wasn't me. Let's talk about what we've got going on in the chat room. I said some great webinars yesterday. We've got some more for you today. It's Thursday, which means it's mentorship day. We're going to focus on helping you with your trades and giving direction and advice. So we've got Lenny that's going to be doing a session 11 a.m. on how to trend trade and focus on mentoring on that aspect. And then Jared will change the focus to options. So 11 and noon for those in the webinar room for all of our elite members. You can attend those. And then again, if you're an elite member, Thor does his signature mentorship session happening at 8 p.m. That will be happening tonight. So there you go. There's our three, 11, noon, and 8 p.m. So not today. What's not today? Jared's not doing his today? Jared's out today. All right. I assume that's what he's saying. All right. Jared is out. So 11 and 8. There you go. Those are the ones that are happening. So it's Jared's birthday. Well, there you go. That's right. Fair point, Holly. Thank you for the reminder. Happy birthday, Jared. I don't have a hat or anything to celebrate. Oh man, I didn't prepare for that. Sorry, Jared. Anyways, hopefully you guys will have as good a day as I hope Jared will have. And you know what will make your day better? Why don't consider joining Bearable Traders? You can go to bearabletraders.com and right on the front page, you can find our different membership options from the intro right through to the Elite Annual. We've got a new sale coming up. Memorial Day is coming, like we've mentioned. Monday is going to be a holiday. Keep that in mind. You got a long weekend coming up. So, boo, right? That means 3 days without trading and only 4 days of trading next week. But you can take advantage of the holiday by getting 50% off our Elite Annual. So this is a one-time payment deal. It's half price. You can use the code Memorial50 to get that 50% discount. So, and if you're in a current membership, this will only kick in when your existing membership ends. So you never lose any time. You might as well take advantage of the deal. Lock in that price today. As you know, we occasionally have these sales, and this is usually the best price that you get. So there you go. Ernesto's going to get updated on his video games. Well, as we were talking about, apparently you can play all of GTA 5 to get yourself ready for the release of Grand Theft Auto 6.
Absolutely.
Or you could play The Last of Us. Excellent game series, by the way, and prep for the new season that's coming out. So, there you go. Anyways, whatever you're going to do on your Memorial Day, enjoy, because you won't be trading. If you want information on the markets, tradingterminal.com is where we recommend you go. We go there every morning to get the scanners and take a look at what the calendar of events is doing, not only on the earnings calendar, but on the economic calendar. So it gives good information. It's made by traders for traders. And you're going to find a bunch of other cool tools. There's a simulator. We were playing with that the other day, right? We were doing some trades. Carlos and Andrew were both trading in the simulator.
Yes.
Trade with Carlos. Did you ever close out that one trade that you were holding on to that you didn't know you were
Let's
holding
see.
on to?
Yeah, I did close out the QBTS trade. I did. It
Oh,
did
look at
keep
it.
my realized. Look,
It
it kept
locked
my
in
realized
your lost
P&L.
money, and it's still there.
Yeah, still there.
Your
So
your
it does.
simulated account is now only 1.98 million. So there you go.
Yeah, that
So,
sucks.
but
All
that's
right.
good news. Good news in that the simulator, not only can you take day trades if you want, but you can actually do some swing trading. You can use it to test strategies over the long term, and it'll maintain your information. So that's one of the reasons why I asked you to log in. Notice the top right corner of Carlos's screen. It says, "Hi, Carlos."
Yeah.
Because he just logged in, and then it'll hold all his data, including whatever studies you want to put in there and your personal configurations. It's great. We spent a lot of time developing that. It's a great tool. So check it out and some of the other tools you've got in Trading Terminal. Some good free stuff in
Yep. Absolutely, friends. Great tool. I'm gonna probably go all in on MSTR, try to make my money back here, but we'll do that as we prepare. But first, let's get you guys some levels this morning, and let's take a look at what we have here. Starting with our watch list. Coin. So coin is on deck. I got a couple of tickers here. Coin is one of them. If you look on the daily, which has kind of been surrounded by the highs and lows of the last two trading days, as we just been moving sideways. This pop here, if you guys remember, was due to them joining the S&P 500, which is again positive news for them. High of the pre-market today, we're going to look at a 266.66. So we'll slam a level there, and then towards the bottom, just above the previous day close, 261.53 is your low of your pre-market. So again, just kind of stuck between this. Why did I lose my, where's my chart go? Oh, here it is. That's weird. Stuck between this range. It seems to be the high end 270, the low end around the previous day close to 258. We'll call it 259 right there. So you can see just back and forth. Let's see if today, with all the positive news that Bitcoin's getting, if we can get something going here this morning. And other ones you could look at MSTR, you could look at Hood. I got those two on my secondary list as well. CoreWeave continues to just bob and weave higher. I mean, this thing is just, it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch. 119.50 is the high of the pre-market, 48 to be exact. The low of the pre-market, 105.51. So we'll slam those two levels there. Obviously, all-time highs, recent IPO just a couple of months ago, and that's just been tearing it up here as we move past 100. Well into 120 area almost. So towards the bottom, the highs and lows of the last two trading days doing an amazing job. You don't have many other levels to add as there's no history up here on CoreWeave. Next is HIMS. HIMS is heading the other way now as it's been dropping quite a bit after a really nice run. A couple of really great intraday days here. I'm going to put HIMS on deck today. 55.50 is the high and the low over at 51.87. And do we have plenty of shares for short? We do. 3.5 million shares for short with Interactive Broker. So we got plenty of stuff here if it does give us a short opportunity. Levels towards the top are set for you. Look in here. You don't have to add any more to make this more complicated than what it needs to be. Highs and lows, previous day close, all doing getting the job done there for you. Towards the bottom, I see 49.49. We'll slam one there, and then got a little support area here around 47.18. I think that's all you need for right now. Next on the list is our good buddy, one of our Max 7s, maybe not such a good buddy, is Google, but they've been trading pretty good lately. So I don't know, maybe an increase in volume. I'm not sure what's happening. Could be. Notice how it's a little bit lower here, and then after this massive drop there, we've been keeping some steady higher volumes than the prior days here. So maybe that could be good here. I don't know what's happening, but they are trading very well. I am going to add them to the list here. So Google, I have the pre-market 172.16, and then towards the bottom 169.29 as far as that goes. So highs and lows for the last two trading days here doing pretty good. They did miss an area that I do want to mark down, because if you look at your highs, they're over here. If you look at your lows, they're over here. But right in here around that 166.23, there's nothing marked, and you have to mark that because look at how many days are slamming into that. As you guys also slam into that thumbs up over on YouTube. We'll love your support there, guys. Helps us out a bunch. So definitely hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and be part of our YouTube community here. We love to have you guys come back, and as we start to chat with you guys and learn the names. It's great to see you guys on here and kind of build a relationship. So thank you for that. 166.23, good level there. Must be noted down. It's smack in the middle. And I think aside from that, you are pretty set when it comes to this ticker here. Last but not least on my list is going to be NVIDIA. So NVIDIA right now, we tons of volume, guys. 6.8 million shares traded. We've seen higher, but this is good for them still. 132.95. We'll slam one up there towards the bottom. 131.04, 05 actually. And once you do that, guys, you're pretty set when it comes to NVIDIA. Showing some strength and weakness both sides this morning. It's just kind of up and down, up and down. So a lot of movement in the pre-market. So let's see how this ends. Again, lately we've been getting a little bit top. You had a beautiful run, as many of these stocks have had over the past. You've been seeing this since April. It's just been pushing higher. NVIDIA, showing a lot of strength, but now this morning, in the last couple of days, a little bit of weakness. We'll see how the day is going to be today, but this should be a lot of fun today. Let's see if we can get some action out of it. All right, we are all set. Peter, what is our moderators watching this morning?
I'm on mute. I want to thank David for pointing out, it looks like we made some changes in the chat room. Look, the Benzinga news, we've now incorporated that into Trading Terminal. So we've got a Trading Terminal news button that you click on, and it brings up your Benzinga stuff in there. Oh. Looks like we need the... So there you go. Look at that. Cool.
Very nice.
And the squawk feature looks like it's in there too. So... anyways, we'll have to check that out, see how that works. Yeah, just figuring it out myself. Look, reminder as well, right after the open at 9:45. Thank you, Matt. We do have a couple of numbers coming out, the S&P Flash Services and Manufacturing PMI numbers that are coming out. So keep those in mind if you're looking to trade the open. That happens, as I said, at 9:45, 15 minutes after the open. What are our moderators watching? Well, Lenny's always in first with his list. But except today, actually, oh geez, look, I spoke too soon. I just assumed he'd be there. He's not. Look, Thor, early man this morning, trading his futures as he loves to do, and as he mentioned, he's going to be doing. This guy got 11 a.m. Thursday mentoring. Anyways, all right. So there you go. Thor's in talking about some of his what he's doing, and he's mentoring over at P Capital. Looks like this morning. Jared is going to be watching CRWV. Why not? Right? It's been moving like we talked about. Lenny, there he is. Google. Whoa! Look at that. Clock works. Shush there. All right. Lenny's going to be watching Google, NVIDIA, Tesla, Snow, Enphase, and HIMS. You know what? I should have put one of the solar ones on my list. Brendan's going to be watching NVIDIA, Tesla, HIMS, and PLTR. Brian is going to be watching Tesla, NVIDIA, Snow, HIMS, PLTR, and the SPY overall. I've got my list, and Tesla, NVIDIA, PLTR, and that should be SNOW, CRWV, and HIMS. And I'm going to add one of the solar stocks on here. I'll probably maybe we'll watch Sun. Just because solar is definitely in play this morning. So I'm going to update my list and repost it here for you guys, just so that you've got it. And last but not least here, we've got Eamon, who says he doesn't like, not last but least, anything. He doesn't like anything. He's going to take it slow. And Phil has got NVIDIA, Tesla, Coin, and QBTS. There's just a lot of targets out there, whether you want to trade quantum or Bitcoin or solar. We've got a bunch of sectors that are moving for a bunch of different reasons. So whatever you pick, trade smart. Don't rush anything. We've got 5 minutes to the open. You probably just heard my alarm. We're going to go live with our traders in the chat room, and then Carlos and I, of course, will continue with all of our friends out there on YouTube. Let's do her. Let's get her going.
Yeah, let's get it done. I see Andrew's logging in. So, guys, take care. Trade safe. We'll see you guys in a bit. All right, we'll continue here on YouTube, and as we're getting ready to go, let's take a look. Joe, so the news on solar is the bill that was passed this morning. I guess cuts dollars from them, so they're all hurting today, as you can see here. There it is. Run ENPH, SDEG. We didn't look at NE, but I know there's some other ones on here that were showing up as well. Is NE one of them? NEE. Let's see. NEE. Extra Energy, same thing. So that's one of them as well. Never haven't seen that ticker before, but yeah, they're all on here today. So SEDG, SCDG, same thing. Solar Edge technology. Yep. Run, you're right, Peter. Run should be a good one to watch today to see how things kind of play out, right? So we have Run. That could be an interesting one. All right, friends, let's get ready. So 1 minute, 5 minute charts for me. Just kind of switching up our system here for our live trading. It does. Run does look interesting. I don't know. Looks like they're down a lot already, 35%. This might be the move, and they might just go sideways until we get more news of something else. But I think it's worth watching. I do agree with Peter. Today's their day. If they're going to be in play, today's the day to do something.
Yeah. Actually, and here's an interesting stat. Brian just mentioned this in the chat room. I just want to bring this up. We're talking Bitcoin. Bitcoin's hit a record price, 111,000. It's sitting there right now. Today is Bitcoin Pizza Day. So what does that mean? This is on this day. It's the first recorded Bitcoin purchase that was made, and I knew this legend. I just didn't know the details. I didn't know it happened today. So Carlos, happy Bitcoin Pizza Day. Somebody used 10,000 Bitcoin to buy a pizza.
Oh, I know that story.
Right?
Oh
So
man, this guy's got to be killing
2000
himself right now. Yeah.
No kidding. 2010.
Yeah.
2010, somebody
Poor guy.
used 10,000 Bitcoin to buy 2 large Papa John's pizzas worth about $41 at the time. Obviously, at current prices, that is a $130 million pizza.
Yeah.
So, actually, more than that, $130 billion?
More.
Because he used
More.
10,000 Bitcoin.
10,000. 10,000.
10,000 Bitcoin. So, yeah, that would be a $1.1 billion pizza at current prices.
Now, did Papa John's keep those Bitcoins? What do they do with them? Do they have them? They should.
No,
Hopefully they held them.
I hope the employee at the counter who accepted that took it themselves and put $41
And then
in
put
the till.
yes.
That's what I hope at. I have no idea what happened though. But,
we need more to the story. We needed like a Netflix documentary on it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Whatever happened.
10,000. That hurts, man.
Yeah.
We missed trades.
Yeah,
You think we got a bad day when we missed a trade or two? Think about this guy.
That's right. The dude was probably high. It didn't happen in Florida, apparently. So I thought it was New York.
I remember the story.
But apparently it
no,
happened.
I think it was south.
Yeah, it was Florida. He was a Florida-based programmer. His name was Laszlo Hanyexi. Anyways, this guy, he thought he was being all cool, paying by Bitcoin, eh? But anyways, all right. There's my alarm. We got 1 minute to the open. Whatever you're doing, happy Bitcoin Pizza Day. All right. So let me. I gotta get some of the stuff in. What am I gonna watch here? I don't know what I'm gonna watch. Sunrun, like I said.
MSTR on the move. On the move here. Andrew. Good morning, Andrew. Andrew's in chat. Say good morning to Andrew.
All right. I have this one. There's the opening bell.
Ding, 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 ding. All right. Let's see what we got, friends. Thank you, Ben. I appreciate the support, man. Yeah, hit the like and subscribe, guys. It does help us out. I mean, it doesn't do nothing for me and Peter. Peter gets paid by likes. I don't. But it helps the channel. It really it helps the channel. And it's to the point that I forget to do it myself, and I'm going to do it right now. There it is. I hit it myself there. So thank you, guys. Really appreciate it. 222, but we have 967 of you guys. Come on. We could do 500. Let's do 500. As MSTR pushing higher, man, this thing is on fire. So we're getting some good reaction. Friends, as usual, I'm going to wait 3 minutes before I take a trade. That's just the way I like the setup to be. So no FOMO. Don't rush in. Wait for your setup. It is important. I know things are flying here. Nvidia is going, but only trade your setups. That is going to keep you consistent. Run. Let's take a look at what Run is doing here. We'll switch to our 1 minute. There we go. Yeah, see, nothing yet.
I,
Uh, we'll
no,
wait.
I
We'll
want a
wait for it.
short run really bad, but it's not in my setup configuration. So
Okay. Okay.
it's above VWAP here. It's trending above VWAP despite all the pullback. I just
Yeah. Blast off. Good morning, Dizan. Lance, welcome. Sab Rider, good morning. Oscar, good day to you. Melanie, of course, in chat. Good to always see her. All right, let's see. PLTR. Push in here. So fine. Took a quick scalp on a CR. Oh, Core Weave. Yeah, I do have. Where's Core Weave? Here it is. Oh, Core Weave's going the other way. Going nice short there.
wow. So this guy, by the way, on this Bitcoin on Bitcoin Pizza Day, I'm just
Yeah.
reading some backstory here. So he didn't actually buy them directly from Papa John's. He paid another developer 10,000 Bitcoin for a
Oh, okay.
pizza.
Okay. That I did not know.
Apparently, later that year, he spent another 79,000 Bitcoin on another pizza purchase, which would have been worth 8.7 billion.
This hurts my stomach, man.
I know. When he was interviewed back in 2019, he mentioned that he spent nearly 100,000 Bitcoin on pizza in 2010. He didn't think anything of the trades at the time.
Wow.
Wow.
I mean, what can you say?
Wow. He isn't bitter about the ordeal. He described it as though he was winning the internet that day because his hobby bought him dinner. Oh, jeez. I'd be bitter. Oh, look at Sun Run. I should have gone short. I said I wanted to. Why don't I just do what I said I wanted to? Just do it, man.
Yeah, man.
Just
Things
do
are
it.
moving here.
What is the rule, everybody? Help me out. What should I do? Come on.
See if they know.
This is
I'm
a
not gonna
skill
say
testing
it. Let's see
question.
if they know. Yeah.
No, you don't know. I want in the comments. There you go, Ken. Thank you. But more than that, take the damn trade. Take the damn trade. Look, it says right here. Right? Look, how many
Personalized and everything.
do I have to learn the same lesson? I know. This is where I should smack myself in the head. But this thing's really hard. This is like solid acrylic. It would I could knock myself unconscious.
That looks like it could cause some damage. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think. Anyways, take the damn trade. Come on, man. Ugh.
Let's see here. It was Core Weave. All right, we're coming up on 5 minutes, so I'm trying to see what is setting up here. I don't see anything I like just yet. NVIDIA up and below the VWAP here. NVIDIA could be interesting. Let's see, NVIDIA. I like the breakdown below the VWAP here. This could be let's see how it ends. It could be a good 5-minute RB breakdown. Let's see how this candle closes, how the next one opens. I like the selling pressure we saw of 132. That's the high of the pre-market, just slamming down below that. So that could be interesting. SPY selling off, so I like the fact that the SPY is in our direction. We could at least try to get to the previous day close on this one. All right, so here's the candle on NVIDIA. Is it gonna? No, come on, give me a pullback. Oh, wow, that pullback was so fast. I didn't have time to react. It was not even a pullback. It was just, I want a better entry. Come on, NVIDIA, please. Pull back. All right, so here's the pullback. All right, good. A little more. Okay, so now we got our good pullback. Let's see if we're going to see the weakness. Right, we don't get in just yet. I want to wait to now show weakness. Right, so we got the pullback, but it's not pulling back. It's going the other way. Oh. Well, I'm glad I didn't take that trade either way. Wow. Did you see that?
Wow. Yes, indeed. I'm watching it right here. Yeah, that's see, this is what NVIDIA can do at the open, though. You got to be careful, man.
That was. Why am I?
I'm still regretting my failure to act.
Wow, I got that on video. This is recorded. I'm gonna go back to YouTube to look at this. This candle No, I'm serious, Peter. Like this candle was green. If you guys go back on YouTube, it went green and then it adjusted again to what it actually needed to be. That is
Right.
freaky. And it's recorded. I'm gonna go back and look at it later. That was wild. You saw that, right, Matthias? I'm not going crazy. Yeah, that's not cool. And I looked at Andrew's chart. And Andrew's chart looks the way it's supposed to look, and I'm like, why is mine looking so weird? That's not cool, man. Messing with my emotions like that. Das. Yeah, that was trippy, Melanie. I agree. But either way, with the way we traded the price action looked like it was fine, and I would have not joined that trade unless we saw some weakness again, which we might be seeing here. Do you smell toast? I don't know, man.
Well, but you know what? But your strategy, I would argue, saved you, right? Because you were waiting
Yeah,
for the pullback,
right,
right? And you
right.
wanted to see the pullback, and then you'd enter on the weakness. And when the
Exactly. Yeah.
pullback happened, I mean, that's when it went crazy, right? And it
Right,
just
went straight
didn't
up.
pull
Yeah.
back.
So I would not. It
It
would didn't
shot
give
up.
us our entry signal anyway. Correct. Correct. Yep.
Right. So
Um,
that's good.
that's good. There's definitely a reason for that process, right? So Google dropping here. Run, man. That Peter, you got to take your trades, man. You are calling this thing. You are calling them, man. Like you are calling them, and they're running in your direction.
They're hurt. Yeah. I
Oh man, yeah,
keep
it's
calling
all
them.
good, man. Follow your plan. Follow your plan. Um, MSTR, if we can regain the VWAP, could be nice. I think there could be something here. Yeah, Jack, it was very Ignite. Could it be because I'm maybe streaming, been on for a while, and maybe the data got a little funky? You know what? I'm just gonna we'll exit and we'll open it up again. Let's just open up my platform. Just give it a nice little refresh. Make sure everything is kosher, right? So we'll do our 1 minute. But I can't say I've seen that before. Coin below the VWAP could be a nice engulfing on the 5 minute here. A lot of selling pressure. Could be a nice engulfing crack on the coin. Just concerned we're going short on a ticker or a bunch of stocks that actually have very positive news, right? So we got to be careful. Not that should affect you much, but engulfing target would be 261. Let's see. I'm thinking coin short. Let's see what it does if we get a pullback, and that'll be for a 5 minute engulfing.
Look at that.
But
Look at that.
let's see. Apple. Look at what, Peter? Look at what? What are you looking at?
I'm just looking at run. I should have taken note of it, guys. I'm doing my manual recording because this is a decision that I chose. Right, I made
Yeah.
the decision not to take it, and it was not the right decision. I mean,
Yeah.
T T D T. Here,
Man,
where
it's not clean. Apple. Yeah, I was looking at Apple. It's kind of has my strategy, but not clean. It's more of an engulfing on the 5 minute. Like if you look at the 5 minute, it's a nice engulfing pattern here. So this would be a great entry for that strategy. I'm not fully convinced things start picking a direction. I don't want to get stuck in chop, right? So I want to be a little bit patient. But this would be it on Apple if you're looking for that. Just look how messy Nvidia is. I just noticed what you did. I wasn't looking at the camera.
yeah.
That's Peter's new. I like it. That's.
I've had this for a while, but it's a
Yeah.
reminder. It's come on.
You got to
man,
send me that
Look,
so I can.
this is my face. That's what I need
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah. Send me that so I can have it here. Google above the VWAP, looking good. Possible breakout here. They traded well yesterday. So good yesterday. Hims, a lot of weakness. CRWD, a little messy right now. Coin. Coin. Oh, nice, Peter. Got it. Thanks, man. I'll throw it in here. Slam it up against a hotkey. Sweet. Very nice. Very nice. Wow, friends. No trades for me. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything I'm really convinced on. Um, Man, Google's taking off. How about you guys? How you guys doing this morning? Slow start for me right now, but still early. We will find something. Tesla long, awesome guys. Above the previous day close here. Good trade. Above the VWAP as well. If you took it like that, messy initial 5 minute, but it's doing something here.
Nvidia's pretty ugly here.
Nvidia's struggling, man. It really is. I'm looking at it for some
And
kind of setup off the VWAP here, but
even
not happening.
even PLTR, which often is a good trader. I mean, look, it gave like false hope, right? Right off the open,
Yeah.
it sort of
Yeah.
jumped up and then dropped right back down, and now look at it, just sideways. So, it shows it's not that easy of a day. I'm looking at the SPY and the Qs too. Look at either one of those, and you can tell. You can always tell when you've got these choppy days setting up, or at least the choppy start to the day, because
Yeah.
those market indices are they're ugly and sideways. So.
Yeah. Yeah, UNH looking clean. Again, hard to trade though, but it's going northeast this morning. Friends, let's see if we can get. I want to do something different for the onboarding class. So if you guys want to join for this Monday, maybe half of the session we'll do like all of my trades so far on these two strategies you guys are trading, the VWAP and also the opening range breakout. I got tons of screenshots from the last couple of trades. So if you guys wanna do that, we could do it for this onboarding class, or maybe half of the class we'll do that, half of the class onboarding. I think that'll be fun. So you guys can join us. It's a dollar to join the onboarding class. Plus you get access to a couple of videos, education material. And if you want to join the whole week, access to the chat room is $39, and that gives you everything. So if you guys do that, we'll set that up. I think it'll be fun. Hims dropping. Hims was a good clean short, guys. I saw some of you guys took that. So very nice. Core weave. Okay, coin. Yeah, Christine, let's do it. Let's do it. Maybe the second half we'll do the regular onboarding for our new members, and then the second half we could do something as far as a strategy. So I think that'll be fun. And then there we can get more details as far as questions and all that good stuff. Is there a link? Yeah, there's a link. We'll get our team to send it out here in just a second. Coin. Man, I'm not seeing anything I love here, friends. MSTR has that look like it wants to burst one way or the other, but it's just kind of choppy right now. A lot of things happening too, right? I know it's not Friday yet, but we are going into this holiday weekend, so stocks can tend to get a little bit funky. Although I think the weekends are not as crazy as they were when we had all these tariffs on uncertainty, right? It's kind of come down a little bit, but especially when Trump was overseas, or if someone was trying to talk with China, things were a little bit insane. But might be more calm today because just market doesn't like uncertainty. And tomorrow,
it depends. It depends what the news is on. Probably the big thing right now is the financing deal. Yesterday, the big move down on the market. We didn't really talk about it early this morning. The big move down, of course, was because there was a U.S. bond auction yesterday afternoon, which normally doesn't affect the stock market, but it didn't go that well. U.S. bonds hit an interest rate. They had to issue an interest rate of over 5%. First time in a little while they had to do that. And basically, the higher the interest rate that they have to issue, the less confidence that the market has in the bonds, right? If they have a lot of confidence, people will be willing to lock their money in at a lower interest rate. So higher interest rate on bonds usually means lower stock prices. So there's all sorts of macroeconomic impacts of that bond auction yesterday. So yeah, I think whatever. I guess if the House approved this deal, where does it go now? It goes into the Senate.
The
I don't know
Senate,
what the
yeah,
U.S. process is.
yeah.
So the Senate. So now it's up to the Senate to approve or not. I don't. Anyways, it's hard to avoid political commentary, and I don't mean it political. I just don't understand that. I don't understand why. So, all right, we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's going to
yeah,
have an
but
impact on the market. So,
yeah, yeah. As you see, it does. I mean, all these takers are on energy are down. You know, they're hurting today. EMPH, all these solar panel companies are definitely being affected by this. Yeah, I missed the Google train too, brother. I'm seeing it with you. I'm looking at it. I saw that potential 5 minute breakout, and I didn't trust it given how choppy everything was. But man, this thing took off. It took off. It has not been an easy day. Options trading does, yeah, I believe if you're day trading options, it does fall under the PDT rule. If you're doing margins, again, which you probably are going to be doing margins, right? It does fall under the PDT rule, so you can't just go in there and just trade how much you want. If you're swing trading, then if you're holding options to the next day, then the PDT rule wouldn't matter. But options, remember, options, underlying option, you are buying stocks and closing a ticker, so it's still the same PDT rule for that. It applies to that. Oh man, Google, wow. All right, guys, just put a yes. Don't rub it in too much. But how many guys took Google long? How many guys are in here? This is such a beauty today. Do you recommend taking 2 trades at the same time? Yeah, you can, Francesco. You can. Yes. Sorry, you had to say 3
it comes
yes.
down as to, yeah, can you manage them, right? Can you
Yeah.
effectively manage them? And that takes some experience and practice. There's people that can take many trades. It also depends on what type of trade you take, right? Like if you take a
Yeah.
trade like me where it takes longer, there's a longer run, then absolutely you could take a bunch of trades at the same time because you could sort of set them on auto manage, right, and
Yeah.
just let
Yeah.
them run, and you don't have to
Yeah.
make super quick decisions. If you're more of a momentum trader, an opening range breakup, it's harder to take more trades because they need such active and dynamic management.
Yeah, you got to be all over them. It's hard to be, shark focus on these stocks if you're watching 2 at a time. It could be difficult to make decisions, whether you get in, whether you get out, whether you take a partial. It just gets a little tough. But you can do it. What I like to do is if I have a cushion already on one of them and I don't have to be watching it like that, then take another trade makes it easier. But other than that, I really don't take 2 at a time. James, I missed it, man. I was talking about it. It looks like a good possible breakout here, and then it just took off. And once it took off above that 172, it really wasn't a good risk to reward. Now we can look at it and say, oh, what you mean it's not a good risk to reward? We're sitting at 174. Yeah, but you don't know that. You don't know if the high of the day is going to be a resistant area that comes back and takes you out of the trade. So for me here, it was too far out for me to jump on it as far as risk to reward. So missed the entry around 170, 150 would have been great. Oh no, stuck in Tesla. What is Tesla doing? What is Tesla up to? Are you long here, trying to hold above the previous day close? Hopefully you are, because it can possibly go here. But Tesla was so bad yesterday. Oh, you're shorting here on Tesla? Yeah, careful, man. With that previous day close, again, my opinion only, and I'm doesn't mean I'm right. Short here looks tough above that previous day close. Again, my opinion. I don't know. We don't know. Nobody knows. It can go either way. So, but that previous day close, I'll be concerned with that. Nvidia. NVIDIA above the VWAP. Can we get a breakout? It's making our move here. Here's the pullback. It could be maybe a quick scalp. If it goes to range to the high of the pre-market, high of the day, excuse me. All right, let's see. Let's try NVIDIA long here. Not expecting a big move, maybe 132.95. And if we don't get going quickly, I'll just get out. Our stop is 132. Actually, it's actually more like 131.97. Because we want to get below these wicks here where the buyers are coming in. Let's see if we get to higher the pre-market, higher the day, that'll be a win because things are so choppy. Let's see what it does. PRTR running. Yeah, PRTR above the VWAP as well. QBTS trying to get going. Yeah, let's see, friends. Let's see if NVIDIA can treat us well here. Let's see what we do. All right, PLTR long. Yeah, PLTR looks good for a long, guys. That was a good trade if you guys took it. That looks very nice. We need the continuation, right? We need to let's at least get to 124 PLTR. Be nice to our viewers, our traders. Be nice. Yeah, come on. It's going. NVIDIA's going. Market is going. Peter, are you going?
No, I'm not going.
Come on, Peter. Take a trade. Just take anything. Join the party.
You know what?
I'm so kidding, guys. Follow your plan.
Yeah, we're both regretting missing trades this morning. It looks like so.
Yeah.
Still regretting the miss on Run, and you missed Google. So
Google was
we're united in our disdain of our own trading. Wow.
Yeah.
Andrew's had a weird morning. I don't know what's going on with his trade. I can't even figure out what he's done.
It's choppy, man. He's long NVIDIA. We're also long NVIDIA as well. He added. Let's see, try and get this breakout going, but come on. Get up there, NVIDIA.
Right. Because he went long and then he got a partial way at the top there, so that was good for him.
On which one?
On NVIDIA earlier.
No, oh, yes,
Look at that.
yes.
Then he got stopped
he's
out.
long now.
Yeah, now he's gone back in. Pretty heavy, it looks like, at this point. So he keeps adding.
Yeah, we need let's get a break here. The SPY is going. This should help us out here. Come on, NVIDIA. This should help us here. So I'm long there. We'll love to get that break. And you guys took long PLTR over in chat. So that's working out too towards the high of the pre-market of the day. I keep saying pre-market. High of the day. So that's good. We need a nice push on NVIDIA here. Let's see if we can get some buyers. Come on, buyers. Step in and get this over the hump. Really trying here, but the SPY is not help. The overall market's not helping. Let's see if we can get a push. Apple, Tesla, NVIDIA shares to trade as digital tokens on crypto exchange. That's new. I would think there'll be some doing of that already, right? I think they're part of their portfolio, especially companies like Apple, right? Probably already have some of that. I would think. I mean, I'm not sure. NVIDIA especially. I mean, they're like tech world, right? So I would think they will have some doings in that. NVIDIA, let's do it. Come on. Let's get up there. BOTR, rescue me from kids. I'm green, done trading 4 green days. Chris, that's awesome, man. Good job. Good job.
Excellent.
So far I got Monday was green, Tuesday was green, yesterday was red, and today if NVIDIA allows it, it could be a decent day too. Just be careful with tracking those. I don't track streaks like that. They could really mess with your mindset, right? So
yeah,
just be careful with that, man. what I see is when people do that, then they tend to have a hard time accepting the loss when it comes, because it will come. You are going to have a loss. It's not going to
Yep.
stay like this.
Well,
And then,
and that's usually what happens, right? Usually when
yeah.
you break a streak, you break it with a big red day because you're
Yes,
just
yes,
incredulous. You're
yes.
like, I don't lose. What are you
Yeah,
talking about? I don't lose. And then you just keep
yeah,
making it worse. So it's one of those where, yeah, you don't talk about a streak when you're in a streak, but once you've sort of realized you're on a streak, that's when you should actually start to get a little nervous. Not excited, get nervous before the streak's over because that might keep you cautious. And maybe when like Carlos said, it's inevitable, right? When the break comes, you can say, "All right, hey, look, it was going to happen." You can sort of take it in pace rather than take it with and sort of blow up.
yeah, yeah. We're seeing some good ask on Nvidia, guys. Really nice ask coming in here. So let's see if those guys can pull the price higher. But we're getting some orders there. They disappear now, but they keep coming back once we get close to that 133. Here it is. There it is. Let's see the number of asks coming in. Good. Let's see if we can come on, get that
Yeah,
push.
it's really
It's
striking here
trying.
at this
It's
133,
trying.
isn't
It's
it?
like it's
It's
trying.
it's sort of weird that it's sitting just above the whole dollar price. So that's
Yeah.
good. There you go.
There it
There you
is.
go.
Okay, so now we're talking. We're gonna take a
That's
partial here,
better.
friends. Finally, breakout. And now we can squeeze some people here, hopefully. We'll take another partial here, friends. There we go. Nice, 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 nice. Please tell me, did Andrew stay in this? Yes, Andrew's in this. Let's go, friends. Andrew's parceling as well. Let me show you what Andrew did here. Here
Yep.
is his tray. So these were prior trades. Probably didn't work out too. I don't know. I can't hear what he was doing, but here I know exactly what he's doing. VWAP breakout, adding to strength, and then boom, the breakout. So just beautiful, beautiful. And I promise you, I was not looking when he got into that trade. So when I get into trades and I look over and I see Andrew he actually got in before me, and I see he took the same trade. It's nice because then it tells me I'm doing something right. Because if he's seeing the same thing I'm seeing,
There you
no,
go.
I'm sorry. You get like that confirmation, like okay, I'm not
Yeah,
going
yeah,
crazy
I
by
agree.
getting into this trade. So it's nice, and I didn't notice that he did get in a candle in before me. So really, really nice. Um, all right, beautiful, friends, beautiful. All right, hopefully you guys took advantage of that. Yes, yeah, we saw that. See that too. Let's go. All right, good stuff, guys. Good, good, good.
QBTS is at the high of day up over 16. So
Candy Thomas is in on QBTS because she's saying woohoo. Let's see QBTS. Yeah, 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 yeah. Guys, great day, man. Great trading. POTR too. Yes, our POTR traders. You guys should all be having a really good day if you waited patiently. All right. And if you didn't, that's okay. I had a horrible day yesterday. As far as actually, no, I can't say that. No, I can't say that because my executions were very good. It just didn't work out. I can't say I had a horrible day. I executed well, just didn't get the outcome.
you know what?
You know.
As we get quieter, be
Yeah.
worth for our friends on YouTube. Be
Yeah.
happy to share share a trade yesterday on Nvidia. I shared it with the chat room. I went through a full analysis,
Mm-hmm.
but
One of your trades on Nvidia yesterday.
the trade sequence,
Oh, got it.
because you
Yeah.
guys
Yeah.
know I don't trade till later in the day normally,
Mm-hmm.
and it's worth sharing. Let me see if I
Yeah,
can
man.
get
Let's
this
do
here.
it. Let's do it.
But when it gets quieter, we'll wait a bit here.
All right. We'll do it before Andrew comes on at 10:30.
Yeah.
So stick around, guys. I want to see this. You want to see this? Stick around. Hit that thumbs up as well, friends. We appreciate it. We're sitting at no, we're getting higher viewership. So thank you guys for deciding to hang out with us here on YouTube. 315. If we can get to 400, 500, it would be awesome. But thank you so much for the support. We appreciate it. And if you guys want to see more live trading, again, our chat room, this goes on all day, right? But you get also access to Andrew, who's taken a couple of partials on NVIDIA already. and Brian and everybody else that trades the entire day. Eamon, Paris, you name it. So, all right, we're getting the ask. Andrew mentioned this in the chat. They keep coming in. We keep getting really nice ask every time we're like breaking higher. So that does help. We're gonna take another partial here, friends. So we're moving higher. Man, what a trade! I feel like Paris. What Paris says, man, I love you, Nvidia. Paris, I love you, Nvidia. Maria, absolutely. And you know, it's not like me and Peter, we love doing this, man. We could talk stocks all day, and to sit here and share this with you guys, because I'll be doing the same thing I'm doing now. I'm gonna be doing it by myself, right? But to be able to do it here with you guys and have a conversation, build these relationships that we build with each other is awesome. So there's a benefit to us as well. It's not just to you guys. There's a big benefit to being able to trade alongside Peter, being able to talk with you guys. It's much better than doing it alone. That's for sure. That's for sure. Peter, question for you. How do you classify your... Oh, no, sorry. How do you classify or name your trading strategy?
I'm not sure how to answer that. I mean, I've got names for all my strategies. They tended to, the names evolved organically. Just, the mountain pass just looked like mountains to me. So I named that. And Andrew was busy climbing mountains. So I that's the name just sort of came about. Rising Devil, Fallen Angel were actually named by Brian, and I just adopted this strategy and co-opted them. The names aren't important, right? What matters is the pattern that you're seeing and what you're looking to do with them. So that was for me. Yeah, I mean, I just and I don't know when you say categorize. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Like I have an open trade, right? The Rising Devil, Fallen Angel are my open trades, and then then after that, I have like my Lightning Bolt and my Mountain Pass that I just trade over the course of the day. So parabolic reversals, I like to trade that too.
Yeah.
Again, they're just names that have come about as they, it's a way that, like, I just find that terminology gets so used, right? Double tops, double bottoms, flag patterns, ABCDs. The problem is so many people define them differently that I didn't want to use common terms that others had used. I wanted to be clear in my own mind what I meant so that it was my strategy. I defined it. I named it.
Yeah.
It was something unique. So that was important to me that I had sort of a unique name that I could make sure was differentiated from anything else I heard other people say. Because, as I was trying to get my strategies set in my mind, I wanted to make sure I never confused myself. So, that's why we do encourage people to, put a name to your strategy. I don't care what you call it. Call it, Filbert. I don't know. But, what's important is what you mean when you say it. I understand the signals. I understand what I should and shouldn't do. That allows you to sort of be more confident when you're taking the trades. That being said, right, I obviously didn't have enough confidence this morning. We already talked about this. Take the damn trade. Because my trade didn't match my setup perfectly. And I described that to you guys, right? When I was looking at run, I said, it doesn't quite meet my criteria because it's trending above the VWAP, which is not the typical setup I'm looking at. That being said, I liked the other elements of the criteria, but I thought, oh no, not good enough. I won't take the risk, and live to regret it. So, because it did work out beautifully. Still working. Still could have been in this.
Yeah, we got a YouTube video on the Mountain Pass. I'll send you guys the link. If you guys want to take a look at it. This is Peter.
Trading is all about decisions, right?
Yeah.
And how you manage your decisions. And maybe now, guys, if you're if you want, there you go.
Peter's Mountain Pass.
There's my Mountain Pass.
Yeah.
Let me show you a trade sequence here.
All right.
So,
let me know
Carlos,
Uh,
Still going well. You're working on that. Just so we don't get
yep.
overlapped with Andrew, because never know when he's going to jump on here. I just want to show
Yep.
you guys something. I'll only take just, if you'll indulge me for a minute here. Let's do this. Yesterday, this is part. I've sort of blown out parts of my trading journal, and I want you to just see, right, what my trading actually looks like when I do it. So I really do trade, but a lot of my trading just doesn't happen until after we're off the camera. And if you guys remember yesterday we had Nvidia that was really trending higher, right? Like Andrew took a long trade on that. When we left you guys here, or at least when Carlos and I came off the microphone, Nvidia was moving higher, right? From the View app, it was just going higher and higher and higher. Now I'm a reversal trader, and I'm looking for reversal trades. And you can see I took 6 different trades here. This is what you see on the screen as I was looking to try and take a reversal from the high of day. And this is my bread and butter. A lot of people say don't trade a strong stock, but I've got a strategy. I've got actually 2 strategies that I employed here, both my mountain pass and a parabolic reversal. Not to go through in exhaustive detail, but this first trade here, so this, let's just bring my thing over. This here, this was a mountain pass trade, right? High of day, on volume, retest, take it short. It broke to a new high of day, out. I'm okay with that trade. Full loss, no problem with that. This is more of a parabolic. I saw it spike up. I was watching the price volume. I took it short on heavy volume with a short stop, got a bunch of partials, and then I stopped the rest at a break even. I'm okay with that trade. Next trade, I was saying, geez, I'm not quite sure. It's another like small mountain pass, but you see, I actually scaled in, right? Small size, small size, small size. I said, if it breaks over the full dollar, I'm going to get out, and it broke over 137, and I got out of this trade. I'm okay with that one. This one here is probably a little immature. You can see that I took a partial on the way down, and then I said, what am I doing, right? Get out of this. You're just chasing this now, because I really felt that it was short. And then the stock, you can see, moved sideways, and I entered short here, and this is the one I regret most. I decided I was going to add into the trade here heavy because it was holding just below the full dollar, and I said, if it breaks back up above the full dollar, I'm going to get out. That was a game time decision. That is not in my strategic trade book, and I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have added into it, because I made up those rules, right? If it breaks over 137, I'm going to get out. Why? It didn't do anything wrong. I know it could retest this level. Look where it consolidated. It consolidated at 137.20. So that I really regret. And then, on the face of that regret, I said, you know what? I should have stayed in this. And I entered, and then it actually dropped and pulled right back. And I said, what am I doing? I'm just chasing this thing. I've taken 6 trades by now. I stop being foolish, right? This is the conversation I was having with myself. Unfortunately, what happened? Well, if anybody remembers yesterday, this is what happened, right? Right after that, I actually got up and I said, you know what? Let me take a break. I'm going to go like do something else. And I came back like 20 minutes later, 25 minutes later, and look what happened. This Nvidia, sure enough, had dropped and had fallen off. What I failed to do is continue to watch, and on a larger time frame, on a 5-minute chart, this was still my mountain pass strategy. What I did do is I let myself get frustrated and say, you know what, I'm just walking away from the trade, instead of saying, you know what, the stock hasn't done anything wrong. I made a couple of mistakes. Calm down. Let's just keep watching this and see what develops. And had I done that, I could have taken another trade short and taken advantage of this move that lasted the rest of the day. Instead, what happened is I got frustrated and I left. And then imagine what happened when I got back. I was already frustrated from leaving. I get back and see that, oh my God, I was right. I just didn't stick with it, and it dropped. I'll tell you guys, a couple of years ago, I would have been revenge trading this thing, and I honestly don't know if I would have gone long or short, but I would have been losing money all over the place, because I would have just been pounding this thing to try and make it do what I want, and I'm almost certain I probably would have lost money. So what I'm happy for is, notice there's not a single another trade for the rest of the day on Nvidia. And even better than that, I actually came back. This is part of my journal layout, and I did my 1 to 10, my signature trade into the close on Apple when I saw the opportunity, and that was a good trade for me. It actually worked out. So you can see I traded this short at like 10 minutes into the, well, there was only 8 minutes to the close at this point, but I saw the signals. I took the short trade. I got a number of partials, and then it came back and stopped me out. I was fine with that. But I just wanted to share this with you to say that, sometimes when you see us here, you get a small picture of what the day in the life of a trader looks like. My trading day doesn't usually look like this. I don't normally take six pokes at something, which is why I sort of got frustrated. But I went into the end of the day with some positive comments in my journal to say, you know what I did though? I managed my frustration fairly well. The big frustration, what I need to do is make sure that I'm recognizing it early enough that I should have managed it when I was doing this trade that's circled right here, right? When I realized maybe I'm over trading, but don't get up and walk away until you're sure the trade premise has failed. So I just wanted to share that with you guys because it was an interesting day for me yesterday. It was much more about my psychology than my trading, but it just showed how I had a little bit of a breakdown, but I recovered from it and then showed some maturity in staying out of a bad situation a little bit later on. And I'm actually pretty happy with the way the day ended. It actually ended a slightly red day for me, but I was happy with how I managed it. But clearly, right, I think I maybe have some of that residual concern over my trading decisions with the decision I made not to trade run this morning, right? Which was a good opportunity. So keep in
Mm,
mind, right? These things can affect you, right? Don't think that you're done with it and it goes away. This is all
yeah.
part of the trading game. This is why I love trading. It is such an exercise of mental maturity and constantly learning yourself and getting better that trading is awesome.
No,
So anyways,
it
just wanted to
is.
share all
It
that with
really
you.
is.
Hopefully it's helpful. But it just gives you an idea of what I went through yesterday and how that affects you even through today. So, I'm conscious of that. And I'm thinking as I get bigger setups later in the morning, right? We're heading towards the 10:30 when I start to see my trade setups. I'm going to be very conscious of looking at bigger time frames. That's my big focus for today, right? Look at the bigger time frames. Don't get so focused in on the shorter time frame that I lose the big picture. So
Yeah. Yep.
that's where my head's at.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Thanks for sharing, Peter. And yeah, this tells you Peter does trade. He does take trades. Not as much as that, but he trades in the afternoon.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Catching up with Nvidia here, so we are pulling back. I'd taken most of this off already, so we'll hold on to it. We'll hold on to the rest to break even in case we are gonna have a run. But I'm very happy with this move on Nvidia, man. I didn't think we were gonna get it. I thought with 133, 132.95, we're gonna get some resistance, which we did, but we managed to stay above that. So we'll leave the rest to see what happens. But stop for that would be at break even. Um, no, we threw out the link. We threw out the link to join us. There it is. Limited time offer. Get access to the Fundamental Education chat room, $19. That gives you access to the onboarding class on Monday. And there's another link that we're going to start sharing, which is, if you don't want to get access to the chat room, which I believe you should for $19, which is a discount from 39. We have another one where it's $1 link. You can use that one, right? And that only gives you access to a couple of videos and the onboarding class. So, but highly recommend the $19 one because you want to get in the chat room. You want to get in the chat room, right? For $19, gets you in for a whole week. See what the chat room is about. See Andrew trade live if you have not seen him do that. And that will also get you access to the onboarding chat room for Monday. So Monday night, guys, we'll do onboarding it towards the beginning part, the second half. Let's talk about some of the trades and in detail that we've been taking here. This one will be honest. If you have questions about this trade, we'll talk about this one, how we took it. Again, I take screenshots of everything. I'll show you guys. I mean, I highly recommend screenshots for your journaling are awesome. So let me see here. And I think this tool is probably one of the best
Yeah.
to do it.
And you
It's
want to,
called, yeah, go ahead.
observing Andrew is like you guys, Carlos and I trade. We're sort of like we're like playing college ball here, if you want to use a football analogy,
Yeah, I like
or
that. I
junior
like
A,
that.
if you want to use a
Mm-hmm.
hockey analogy, right? We're good, I think, right? We're doing pretty good, but Andrew's like he's in the pros. Like he is
Yes.
that's
Yeah, yeah.
major league. It's like watching the Olympics versus amateurs, whatever analogy you want to use, but there's a different level at which Andrew trades, and it's something to which we all aspire. But
Yeah.
just the
Yeah.
confidence and the size he takes to be able to manage that very effectively, it takes a great sort of mental fortitude and consistency of approach.
Oh yeah,
His
yeah,
trading looks chaotic, but he's got a very consistent approach that he applies all the time to his trading. And
yeah.
it's funny because he's developed his much more intuitively than I would suggest. I know that I have. I don't know for Carlos, but in my case, mine was very systematic in the way I developed it. Andrew sort of let his evolve, but he evolved it around a set of mental rules that he maintains to this day. And I said, I'm very impressed. And he's literally made tens of millions of dollars trading. Like,
Yeah,
he's major league, one of the best traders you ever run into.
yeah,
But it's always a cautionary tale. Like, don't always try and follow him because again, it's like trying to, I'm going to play with the pros.
yeah,
Hard to do,
yeah.
man. Yeah.
100%.
You know, I think sometimes like it's like I know basketball. It's not one of my favorite sports, but a lot of people watch basketball and said, you know what, I could get on the court and play with those guys.
Yeah. Okay.
And then and
Yeah.
it's always that case, right? If you go out to like any local court, they're like, yeah, I could play, and then they actually try and they realize, damn, right? Like
It's
it's different.
here's the thing too, like, um, and I forgot who said this. It was the Olympics. And it was about swimming with Michael Phelps, and someone mentioned what we need is for people at home that have not seen this in live. They need a regular person that's a regular person swimming next to them, so you
Have you?
can see the difference of the speed. Because when they're all together, they're all fast. You think, okay, you don't see,
Have,
how fast they are. There's nothing relative to it. But if you put a regular person, you can see how these guys are flying. You know?
have you seen that? Actually, I just saw a video the other day. Here. There's a good video on this. Hold on a sec.
Nice, nice.
Let's see if I can get
It's
it.
options, man. Options, Ray Tricks. That's how he's doing it. Options. I mean, that's a lot of risk, right? You got to be very, very careful risking that amount. So got to be careful.
Where was it? I found this great video, anyways, where it had like an Olympic level swimmer against a bunch of regulars. Anyways, I'm sure there's a number of them out there that you can find. But he
Yep.
gave them like half a pool length, and then jumped into the water, and just to watch the speed with which he caught up to
He
everybody
caught up to them.
was
Yeah,
amazing.
it's
Yeah,
yep, yep.
like you said, like you can't understand the relative speed. Here it is. Here's an instance. But exactly your point, Carlos. Right? Is the fact that when you watch him in isolation, you're like, yeah, I could probably do that.
Mm-hmm. Not the same.
But then to realize what they actually do and how they manage it. And somebody mentioned Avi. Avi's another. Like he trades big money because he's sort of got that financial flexibility. Um, and yeah, another great trader. We got a bunch of them. Paris is another great trader. Thor's built a career off of trading. Like it's great to watch the traders that we've got in the room who deliver sort of consistently their approach to the markets.
Yep, yep. Awesome, guys. Let's see if Nvidia's gonna give us another move. I still have a little bit left. Stop will be at break even on Nvidia, but it's trying to bounce here. Yeah, so here's a copy of all. Here's how I keep all my screenshots of my trades. So it's folders by day, and if you click in here, you can see all the screenshots I take. So it's nice. It's nice. So I'm gonna put this together nicely in a presentation by the strategies. It's not too many strategies. 5-minute RB and view at breakout that I have here for the most part. So we'll take a look at those and break down those trades. I think that'll be fun and useful. And I'll make sure to put in a lot of the bad trades. There's not a whole lot of them, but the bad trades are the ones we're gonna learn more from than the good trades. So, all right, here's Nvidia. Trying to hold above the VWAP.
Franklin, I've seen those. That's the guy that runs during like the seventh inning stretch of baseball games, right? There's some great
Oh,
videos of
yeah, I
like
seen that. Yes, if he can
it's
beat, like he has to go around. Yeah,
yeah, they run around the outside of the baseball diamond, and like he
yeah,
usually gives them like half a length. Yeah,
Yeah. There was one
start.
guy that beat him, and that's actually pretty
Yeah, there was
impressive. There
one
was
guy,
one guy, yeah, he was gone, man.
but I mean, he did give the guy a lot of
Yeah, of
the
course, yeah,
usual head start. But
yeah.
he beat there, and then there's the great videos of the guys like who are winning, and then they look over their shoulder, and then trip over their own feet and fall
I
on their
don't
face.
understand that, man. Don't
So,
understand what celebrating before the finish line. Like, come on,
yeah,
that
that's
is
right. How many times do you have to learn,
yeah,
right? Don't celebrate before the game is over. Don't celebrate before you've
yes.
crossed the finish line. Like
Don't you know there are
how many
people like
lessons?
Michael Jordan this that will come back and like the Knicks they lost a 14-point lead last night.
Yeah,
3 minutes left to the game. Like, what are you doing? I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah. Don't ease off the
Anyways,
pedal.
Keith, I only really have two primary reversal, what I would consider reversal strategies. All of my strategies are reversals in one degree or another. Like they involve maybe it's a short term move, but true reversal strategies would be what I call my parabolic reversal and my mountain pass. Those are the two big reversal strategies. My lightning bolt is more of a trend continuation strategy. Arguably, my 1 to 10 is a reversal strategy, although it's a short term trend reversal. My open strategies, the ones that I mentioned, my Rising Devil, Fallen Angel, are more trend continuation, but I rely on sort of a pullback before a trend to reestablish. So, yeah, I've got a combination of trend continuation and reversals.
Yep. Wow, friends. These stocks are flying. Look at ASST up 54%. Just looking at this number here, it's just taking off. Wow. QBTS and these other ones also are pushing higher. So we got some big plays today. Nvidia is close to stopping me out. So my entry is right over here. Actually, oh, it's not. No, it's not as close as I thought. I was looking at the VWAP, and obviously VWAP has been moving higher. But we'll get out of
Yeah.
this trade now. We had a good trade on this. No point sticking around. So we'll stop here. Just slightly above break even, and yeah, great trend in Nvidia. But man, there's been some great moves today. Google, Hims finally did something. CoreWeave not so much. Coin, I'm so glad I did not trade. It's just messy. Look at this. What is this nonsense? Ah, garbage. Okay. Won't be on the list tomorrow, I'll tell you
What is
that
this?
much. Garbage. Run, beautiful short there, recover a little bit. MSTR, initial pop, but not easy trade. Hood, also messy. United, decent pop here today. Hopefully you guys took that one. PLTR, there it is. Just loaded. Okay, PLTR. Messy at first, got much better later. Really nice. And then QBTS is just, wow. Just excellent. These rough start, and then just turned on the boosters here after 9:53. So great day, guys. So many different opportunities. Hopefully you guys did well
Yeah.
today. And it just goes to show you, right? We had I had a red day yesterday. Don't have to get panicked. Don't have to get crazy. Today covers the red days and more, right? So you wait for those great setups. They're gonna come. Don't force the day. Don't keep trading. My old self, like you mentioned, Peter, yesterday, I would have kept trading, trying to make that day green. Take the small red day, come back today, and find better opportunities. And look at this. I mean, amazing trade on Nvidia. So, can't complain.
Yeah. Absolutely. Keith, to your question, it looks like Eamon's got a parabolic reversal strategy, very similar to what I trade. So you can check that out. His is in the membership tutorial area, lesson 3 on parabolic reversals. But if you just go into the equities trading and just type in parabolic, you'll find Eamon's strategy.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, I forgot. Monday, you're right. You guys are right. Monday is a holiday. So yeah, we gotta figure out the onboarding class because it is Memorial Day, and I know usually I still do the onboarding class on those days, but this Memorial Day, me and my wife, we are actually going somewhere, right? So I won't be around. So yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll probably do it Tuesday. Let me confirm today, and I'll confirm back to you guys tomorrow. Let's see what day I can fill it in. So if we don't do it, we won't be able to do it Monday because I won't be here. But Tuesday for sure, we'll have to find a good slot. I don't want to say 8 a.m. because 8 a.m. I know there's some classes that are happening then. So we'll figure out a spot for it. That's right. I forgot it was the holiday. Holidays.
Got a SPAC that's open. Not very interesting.
I like this question.
OYSEU.
Which one?
Just open. OYSEU. Just opened a minute ago. Yeah, it's not very interesting so far, anyways. I let the chat room know, by the way, when all of our new offerings come out.
Yeah. That link is here. Click on that. You see where it says that link tree? Click on there. That's my link, and then you're gonna see it. Learn to trade for free. Click on that, and it's gonna get you to the Bear with Traders link. So let's just make sure it works. Sometimes these things be funny. So if you come over here, right, you click on Learn to Trade for free. This is it right here. Click on this. It'll take you to this link here. Join there, and you can join the onboarding class. All right, so that'll get you in, and you get a couple of videos that are educational that you can take advantage of. So Taz, you got a great question. What is the best lessons you learned from Andrew when trading? There are many, but one that really sticks out to me all the time that probably had one of the biggest impact with the issue I was having. It's going to be different for everybody. For Peter's could be different based on what he was dealing with, or anybody else. For me, was just stop out. Just get out. You can always get back in. I had a problem with that. I had a problem with holding on to my trades, letting them go way past my loss, averaging down just because I wanted to come back up to my direction. And sometimes it did, and it worked out great. The times that it didn't, I had my biggest losses. I mean, I'm talking about blowout stuff, so really bad. That was the biggest lesson I learned from him. That had the biggest impact is just get out. Get out. It sets up again. You get back in. And he just kept saying this over and over again. I'm like, yeah, why not? Just get out, So that was a big one for me. How about for you, Peter?
That is a good lesson. Commissions are cheap.
That was. I like that. That's what he used to say. Commissions are cheap. That was his comment every time too. You're right.
Yeah. So I think it's interesting because the biggest lesson that I got from him was what not to do, because my style is evolved very differently, and I desperately wanted to trade like Andrew, and it took me a while to realize I couldn't. The thing is, sometimes it's the trauma that you remember the most. So for me, when I was being introduced to the community back in like 2018, I'd already been with the community for about a year or so. Andrew was trading Pinterest. Do you remember this? I think, Carlos, were you around at that time?
Oh, this is the epic Pinterest earnings day? Was it earnings or something?
I don't remember if it was earnings, and he only lost like $8,000, which today is nothing for him. But at the time, that was a massive loss considering the size he was trading.
Yeah.
But what was happening was he was convinced that Pinterest was going to drop. And he took a size, and then he added, and he added, and he added as the thing was going up and up and up, and we were watching the losses grow and grow. And I just remember, we're like, please don't do this, buddy. Don't do it. And he was in a zone, and I had to do like a live interview with him afterwards, where I was being introduced to the community, and I was traumatized. Right, and it wasn't my trade. It didn't cost me a thing. I was just watching it. It's like watching. It's like watching the accident, and you're just powerless to stop it from occurring. And for me, I think that was a massive lesson that I learned from watching that through, from Andrew. It's like, do not add to a loser. Don't average down. It's not worth it. And partly it comes back to what you were talking about, Carlos. Commissions are cheap. Like, if you really think it's going to go down, get out. Wait, and then get in when the opportunity is ripe again, right? But it was just one of those where it was so traumatic to have watched. And it's probably still out there on YouTube. You probably can find that day.
It probably is.
Somewhere.
Type in Bear with Traders pins, and it should come up. And then Andrew banned pins for like a year.
Oh, yeah, I can't blame him.
Nobody bought our pins.
Yeah.
It was like
No,
it's like the guy from the pizza with the Bitcoin. We don't bring that day
yeah,
up.
it was like Voldemort. He who
Yeah,
shall not be
yeah.
named, the stock that shall
I'm
not be
telling you,
named.
man.
It was, yeah, it was.
I was
Anyways,
in the.
it
I
was one of
remember like
those
it was
days.
yesterday, man. I was in the edge of my seat. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah,
It was dramatic. It was very dramatic. Yeah.
yeah.
Um. All right, friends. Oh man, and I knew it. I had a feeling Nvidia was going to do this off the View app. And look at this. And I'm like, it might just come back up and head higher, but that's okay. It got to stop out of break even. We got a beautiful trade out of it. But I had a feeling this would be the area where it would take a bounce. Um, Another question we got, a good question that I never had this question before. Do you trust yourself or do you trust the market? Great question. Don't trust the market. The market is not your friend. It doesn't care about you. It will destroy you as fast as it will help you. So don't trust the market. I won't say don't trust yourself, because at first trusting yourself means that you might trust your gut feeling, and your gut feeling is not really great until you get a lot of experience. I will say trust your setup. Trust your setup. Build a good setup, and then trust your setup. Trust your rules, right? Because you can also be a little flaky, right? Like yourself. I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you. I'm saying like us, right? We could be flaky with our gut feelings, how we feel. There's too much that can go wrong there. Too many variables. One day you feel great, and you think you're feeling awesome, and you might overtrade. Another trade you feel bad, and you might just not care and take more risk than you are allowed to. So you are not a good, dependable person to trust on. The setup is. The setup and the rules are where you can trust on. So do that, right? I think that's more important. Because yeah, the rest are just too many variables that can go wrong there.
Yeah, agreed.
Yep. Exactly. So let's guys, great trading day. Andrew had a great day. He's long QBTS. He got in a couple of minutes ago. QBTS, and he's taken a couple of partials here as it slams over the high of the day. This thing is on fire. So that's QBTS. Andrew's long here. He's got a limit order at 18. You can see the triangle there he's putting in. There it is. He's got his limit order. So that's a limit order. In case it pushes up, he'll get filled. Let's see if it nice pullback. See if we can get some buyers to push it above 18 would be nice. Yeah. So awesome.
Wow.
Andrew didn't trail. I think he had just a couple of trades, right? I think he had a good day today.
He's trading
That Nvidia.
QBTS right now.
Yeah, I see that. He's got a limit order. He's taking a couple of partials, and he's got a limit order up there as well for 18. Oh, wait. I always like to see the limit orders get filled. There's something special about that. When that triangle goes solid, Peter, it's nice.
Huh. Yeah.
It's nice.
My God, I'm going through the old archives here on Bearable Traders. I
You're
found
going down memory lane, huh?
Oh my God, I found a trade recap that I made like 6 years ago. Oh jeez, like wow, wow. That. It's traumatic just seeing the thumbnail on that one.
Yeah. Tesla. What did Tesla do? Tesla was not our buddy. Actually, it got its act together, and it bounced off the previous day close, and a great day on Tesla. Nice.
Look
Yeah,
at
very
this.
good.
5 years ago, 5 years ago, Tesla to 800.
before the split, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I tell you, yeah.
Yes.
Listen. We've been doing this for quite a few years. You're gonna see and go through a lot.
Yeah.
A few days ago, I ran into my Twitter. We were trading Twitter. TWTR. It's like, what the heck is this? Blast from the past.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Trade recap on Neo. Look at this.
When
We
Neo
got
was
Beyond
good.
Meat.
Yep.
Beyond Meat. Oh my goodness. Look at all these.
Am I not
Pre-market
connected?
show. 2019.
Hold on a sec. I might not be connected if Andrew's trying to join. Let's connect here. Yeah, it's wild. Friends over on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. How are we sitting today? Did we get to break our? Oh, we're right close to our goal, which is 400. So we're right there. It's just 30 more of you have to just trip over the button, just trip over the mouse.
Hey
Hit
guys,
that
how are you
thumbs up.
doing?
Good
Morning,
morning,
Andrew.
Andrew.
Good morning, guys.
How are
Carlos,
you, my friend?
send this to the chat room, please too.
Yeah, I will. Okay, let's do that. We'll chat and we'll be
Look
good
at
to go.
Tesla's running here. Hey, nice trading, Andrew. Looks like you had a couple of good trades this morning.
Yeah, I did, and I'm actually
Nice,
pretty good
man.
right now on QBTS. And my average in QBTS is 1760. I want to see if we can get to break of 18.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, for the break of all-time high of QBTS. I think it did broke all-time high. So the question is, can we get to 18 or not? QBTS
Yep.
is D-Wave. It's D-Wave Quantum is actually a Vancouver-based quantum computer. I
Yeah,
knew that.
yeah.
Oh, are they? I didn't know that.
Andrew, you want to share your screen?
Absolutely,
And
sir.
so, awesome.
Looks like you
Absolutely.
got an unfilled order up there, Andrew.
Yeah,
At
I know.
18, yeah, we're
I couldn't,
trying to get filled. Nice.
I didn't get filled, so it's coming back to my break-even point, and I might actually get out of it right now. Let me see. Very close to get a stopped out.
All right, excellent. We'll let you guys to it. Friends on YouTube, thanks for joining us today. Hit that thumbs up, and we'll see you a little bit later. Remember, after this, Paris is coming on, so we'll stick around and chat. Take care, guys.
I'm getting out of my position, guys, on QBTS. I'm all out of QBTS. Um, did I share my screen? I think I did share my screen, didn't I? Yeah, I did share my screen now.
No, you
All
did it
right.
right,
I'm
Andrew. I got to fix it on my end. Hold on.
Yeah, Mr. Pezim is also here. Yeah, I'm gonna share my screen.
Yep.
I got out of guys QBTS, but all out. I had the order to get filled at 17 and 18. I didn't get filled, so that was a nice break of all-time high. I know, Carlos, you did a very nice trade on NVDA.
Yeah, yeah. I got in after
Oh,
you. I didn't know you were in it, and was glad to look over and see that you were in the same trade. I was like, okay, that's good. I'm doing something right.
no, no, I don't believe you for a second. You just copied my trade, but that's okay. I'm not a jealous
I,
person. You
I
can.
only copy your green trades, man. That's it. That's all.
He only copies your good trades.
Okay,
Oh, there
there
you
it
go.
is. Finish it.
QBTS is
Yep.
losing it now. Yeah. So QBTS had a really nice run up, and it's kind of now losing it.
There's still some big orders at 18. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets filled later today.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know if I want to take it 920. Honestly, I had a pretty good day. I don't know if I want to mess around with it. So yeah, the situation is pretty good in my account. So I made a really good trade on NVDA, profit on QBTS, and yeah, these are my open position. The situation is really nice and lovely. So I don't know if I want to take another trade. Um, so we'll just keep it here hanging. But it does potentially do a 920 trade. Um, this is a completely stock and play and mania for quantum. Once in a while, we get
Yeah,
this kind of mania in the market. One sector gets super hot and becomes completely unreasonable, and then it eventually wave out. Like QBTS since actually U.S. election. Actually, you see that we've had in a daily chart, we had a couple of really these waves and come and goes, and then now this one goes and might actually go down again, and then you never know how it's going to trade.
yeah, certainly. It's really extended on even on a 2-minute chart. It's pretty extended right now. So risk to reward is not great if you're feeling the FOMO. Yeah, market seems to be rolling over a little bit. The Qs are still up on the day. Fair amount of red on the screen, actually.
Bitcoin did the all-time high. Well, congratulations to all the believers. your fate paid off in this asset.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys, for the support. How was your
And
trading? Any question, guys? Let's get some questions now that the market has slowed down a little bit.
speaking of Bitcoin, while we're waiting for some questions, this is Pizza Bitcoin Day. This May 22nd, 2010 was the first Bitcoin transaction that took place, and they bought a pizza with it. And at that point, the Bitcoin was worth $0.004. So there you go.
Yeah, thanks for that, Brian, because you mentioned that. I didn't know this. I went and did some research on it. So that he used 100,000 Bitcoin to buy his pizza, which means that at today's value, that pizza was worth $1.1 billion. Over the course of that year, apparently, this same guy spent over 100,000 Bitcoin on pizzas. So he spent over $10 billion buying pizza that one year by today's value.
Speaking
Probably
of the biggest loser of
Isn't it amazing? It's
the
amazing.
most expensive
you know,
pizza ever.
People always have this argument that if you have invested $1,000 in something 20 years ago, you would have that. But if you buy that 2 cents, you sell it at 5 cents. Like there's no way that
Yeah,
somebody holds the Bitcoin at 1 cent all the way up to $111,000, unless that guy didn't know
no,
or forgot or anything. That argument, they're always flawed. Um,
yeah, I agree.
like profit
Well,
taking
yeah,
isn't a skill.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely, right? It's easy to say now, but it's the same. You're right, Andrew, right? Like it's impossible to look back. At the time, Bitcoin was worth, like you said, a fraction of a cent, right, Brian? So, you know, he
yeah,
the guy was interviewed apparently about 5 years ago, and he said, "No, I don't regret it." He said, "I thought I won the internet that day because I managed to get a pizza for what was my hobby, was some useless Bitcoin." So know, he figured
yeah,
it was a good buy. So and I think that's the right attitude because you can't. It's like the story of the guy that Warren Buffett's neighbor that he offered him a $10,000 investment that if he'd made would have been worth like $100 billion today. Like you don't know. Some kid comes up to you and says, "Hey, invest 10,000 in my business." Like you don't know. So it's,
And it's
yeah,
also these are outliers. Like for example, every day there are millions of people putting money on some things that all goes to zero. Like I have a lot of friends, they put $100,000, $30,000 into ventures or things or coins that went to zero, and you never hear from them. So you always hear these
yeah.
outliers, and you get excited about that.
That is true. It's sort of the
Yep.
principle of venture capitalism. The venture capitalist guys, they invest in 10 companies, and they hope two work out, and they just basically figure their other eight are it's gonna be lost money. So
There's a book called Fooled by Randomness. And essentially, they argue that book is like this, that, sometimes, if you have like 10,000 fund managers, randomly one of them becomes like Warren Buffett in terms of performance. So that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have characteristics of Warren Buffett to become that person. Or for example, from millions of CEO, randomly one of them becomes successful like Elon Musk. So you don't have to be like Elon Musk or a style of management of Elon Musk to become successful. There are millions of CEOs who treat their employees very harshly or very aggressively with like Elon Musk, and they get fired. But so there are a lot of things is just randomness.
Absolutely. And that's an excellent perspective to have, Andrew, isn't it? Right. And that applies to lots of industries, not just trading or business. I mean, how many people go to Hollywood to make it big in the movies? And it's sort of random as to who gets popular and who doesn't. We don't see this as many of the stories of the people that, end up bussing tables or, you know, in heroin in a cheap motel somewhere.
Yeah. Even myself,
Yeah.
like for example, my love was completely, a lot of elements of huge luck on it. Like when I see, my success is pretty much luck is a very big component on it. I was lucky that I got a scholarship at UBC. I was lucky that you know, I don't know, start getting into trading, very early. I got lucky at the beginning with some profits. I got lucky meeting Brian. I got lucky. There's all elements of luck in there, and I can't really tap on my shoulder and just, come on, man. There's a lot of elements of luck in there.
And that's great perspective
What
to
have we
have,
got
I
for
think,
questions?
because when they do those surveys, sometimes when they survey successful people and people that have had like failures, often the successful people, they attribute all of their success to skill, and the failures say it was all bad luck. And the reality is it's about 50-50, right? Like you just provided that perspective, Andrew. The people who are successful is not usually their skill. There's a huge amount of luck in there. And the people that are, didn't have a success could just be bad luck as much as lack of capability. So it's one of those where it's good to acknowledge the fact that you had some skill. I don't think we can argue that, Andrew, but it's good to know that there was luck mixed in. So sure, take advantage of it.
Speaking of
All right.
luck, QBTS is going to go through 18 all-time high. I'm not in there,
Yeah,
but it looks like,
yeah. Tesla's breaking out here.
come on, we're going to see it by our own eyes of break of 18, greatness of
The greatness
universe,
the greatness of qubits,
the
quantum
greatness of
computing.
mm, mania. Come on. Yeah, I'm pretty good. I don't want to trade. QBTS almost did a very nice 920 trade, Brian. Almost a
Which
very
did?
beautiful 920. QBTS
Yeah,
did a very nice 920. And
BTS.
it didn't hit. We did mention that. Okay, there you go. 1798 is the high of the day. I think 100% is going to go. 18 is going to be a huge ask. So we're going to catch it actually. See, the ask is going to be probably stacking up. And especially at
Yeah,
18, I think it's going
there's some big asks there. Definitely, there's some bids up at 19 as well.
wow, they're going to go
Not,
this time.
but some pretty heavy asks right around 18. About
Yeah,
305,000 shares.
it's
I'm
very
kind of
likely
front
that's
running it
going to
though.
it's going to most likely, it's very likely going to break the 18. No, 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 no. Be careful shorting QBT. Someone is asking, do you want to short it? No, be careful of this one. This one might run all day. Might go to 20. There you go. Huge ask. Woo, look at that. Boom. Did you see that? We got it actually on the camera as well. So, and boom,
Yeah,
one with heavy volume. There you go. 1807. It's actually on YouTube live too. So, this is something that we can actually see later. Beautiful. 1830. Yeah, this might go to 19 actually. No, be careful shorting this one, guys. This can squeeze all day. So, um,
you could you could short it here, but if it was, it would just be for a scalp. I think it'll drop below 18 here after we ate up all those orders. But that's not a trade I would take. The Q's and SPY have done absolutely nothing for about a half an hour, just chopped in a very narrow range. We've got a few stocks that are moving. HIMS looks like it's getting ready to break out here.
yield crisis. TLT is heading lower. TLT is going to the bottom of 2023. There's some serious bond sell-off we're seeing right now.
Yeah. Tesla's at high of day. See, there's your loss of 18 on qubits. Quite often happens after you break through a significant level, you get a bit of a pullback. But we'll see if this how much this pulls back here. Yeah, nice. Um, there's a question about scaling up. Um, well, first off, I mean, as far as after 11 a.m., we don't generally, it's sort of not part of our trading strategy. We like to trade opening range breakouts, uh, both Andrew and I. So after 11, I kind of the only trade I would look for would be um, a 920 trade maybe, or if we're trading in a range like we are right now, I'd look for a break of that range. But at this point, some of our traders might be in, like Avi likes to look for trends, so trend trades. Kind of looks like we might be breaking to the downside here out of this trading range, but we're still sort of inside it.
Right, so market is rolling over.
Yeah, it looks like we're kind of getting ready to break down here. Qs have definitely have broken out of this range to the downside. Same with the SPY. SPY is looking at maybe retesting yesterday's low. I lost Tesla. Oh shit.
Right, so the market is rolling over.
No. Hmm. Qs are the only index in the green right now, and they're looking. We'll see. There was a bit of a trading range we were stuck in for the first 20 minutes of the trading day, so we've kind of dropped back into that trading range.
Marijuana Moment reporting now. Senate committee approves Trump's DEA pick, who has refused to say if he supports marijuana rescheduling proposal before the agency.
580 is the low of the pre-market on SPY. We might actually be heading there.
All right. So how was trading day, guys, for everybody? 11,000, 111. Tesla, NVIDIA. Got a nice run on NVIDIA.
Yeah. Yeah, my best trade was the breakout on the SPY. It's around 950. Oh, nice, Gurinder. That's you. So you've been short the SPY since 584. Wow. I had 584.50 as sort of high of pre-market. Well, SPY and Qs are bouncing. Everything's bouncing here. Yeah, the problem with shorting qubits is it's like this is the kind of stock that can have buyers all day. Pullbacks quite often get bought.
Hmm. Yeah, market bounce back.
Yeah.
TLT is coming back up.
Feels like we might have got some news there that pushed us up a little bit.
My SPY is coming back up green. Okay, guys, it's 11. We're gonna hand it over to Mr. Paris. Paris, how are you doing?
Yeah.
Welcome to Vancouver. You seem Canadian.
There you go.
Yeah, you hate the timing, huh? Welcome to our life. Yeah, so the timing is it's very difficult here. But the good thing about it is actually you have a lot of time during the day. Like right now,
That's
like for
great.
example, you come lunch. I'm having lunch with Mr. Paris today. So I'll see you today
Yes.
at lunch. Um, all the best. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
All
see you
right.
there.
Brian, if you want for lunch, you could come at 12 to the office and we can have lunch together.
Okay, sure. Sounds good.
So yeah, we'll chill. Okay,
Cheers.
guys, thank you so much on YouTube. I'm gonna signing off and thanks guys in the chat room. I think Thor is coming with his VPA stuff. Goodbye, guys.
Thank you, Brian, Andrew. So I'm currently down on the day, guys. Not I missed the open and I am currently long Nvidia. So we'll see how it goes. This morning wake up time, man, this is not working. I swear I woke up and then I slept again. But yeah, I'm long now. Yeah, it's difficult, Ravi. And I'm long Nvidia right now. I traded Tesla as well. I traded Tesla. Did not work out that great. I could not trade the open. I missed the entire open. I came logged in around uh 10. So yeah, then yeah, QBTS was a really nice pop. I did not touch it. It's going to 1815. So currently I'm long Nvidia. Oh, Nvidia is popping up, so that is good. So Nvidia seems to be strong now. Selling some on Nvidia. Selling some Nvidia. Man, I was so heavy on this long here at 133, but I just got stopped out, and I'm not in that big of a size right now, but I was looking for a pullback to go heavy. But Nvidia has a juice of breaking the high of the day. So what is SPY doing? So SPY is absolutely, I think Nvidia is moving because of SPY too. Yeah, this was a very strong bounce. And then it holds the 583 again. It should not lose the 583 or yeah, this PDC again. So yeah, I think it's a good chance it holds the PDC and then look for the break of highs. Nvidia is holding. It never gave me the pullback for me to uh, get heavy on the position. I am very sure the West Coast is very difficult to wake up, man. And my brain is half not working, to be honest. I don't know, like currently, I would have my hands on my hotkeys. I'm very slow at this time. It's so funny. No, this morning I didn't even have coffee. I just woke up in a very uh, okay, so let me see if I can add more. Yeah, see that delay? Like I should have added more at 1:33:20, and now I gotta fill at 1:33:30. But I'm adding more here, which is now working, but it messes up my risk management. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, yeah, I need a coffee. Off. नहीं मम्मा. Zarina, I I think yeah, you can tell through my voice as well. It's this time zone is not good for me. I am no, I'm not moving to Vancouver. My family from India moved to Vancouver. My brother, my sister-in-law, my nephew, and I'm trying to help them settle down because this is the first time they're moving like outside the country. So they moved to Vancouver, and I'm just trying to be a nice brother and nice to help them settle down. Khalid! Yes, so Khalid is this guy whom I randomly met at Costco at yesterday in Canada. And hello, Khalid. And Khalid very nicely came to me and said, "Yeah, are you Paras?" Like, yeah, it was amazing to meet you, Khalid. Yesterday, what a random small world. Yeah, Matthew. I'm okay with EST. Like EST works perfectly fine for me. Like I sleep at 12:30, 1:30, wake up at 8, 8:30, 9, and I'm perfectly fine. I'm full of energy. Uh, but hey, nice, Ravi. Yeah, let's plan something to meet up. I think I'm here for 3 weeks, so let's utilize that time and let's get to know each other. There's so many people around here. And yeah, so we'll see. So Nvidia doesn't seem like it wants to go. But yeah, I do feel depressing this morning, man. I I thought I would be able to manage, but it's getting difficult. Okay, so the Nvidia is actually not looking like it wants to go, but I'm gonna give a little bit of room because my initial entry, I took it in such a way that I at least give 133 and 132.90 as an entry, so I'm not gonna get out. Uh, so yesterday so Nvidia is again holding, but we'll see if it gives us a chance to add more. I want to add heavy before it moves to the high of the day or 134 or get stopped out. But I'm down 2 grand today, so let's see if we can make that back. Yeah, Shira, that is so true. And I think that you have like once you're done, you're out like by 11. 11 is like you're usually done by 8 a.m. You have the entire day, but at the end of the day, you have to sleep early too, right? So you don't gain much time, uh, in my opinion. It's like, yes, you have the entire day, but you would you have to sleep in early, right? So you have to sleep in like 9:30, 10:30. Uh, but people like back in EST, I can sleep at 1:30, 1. So my first trade short on Nvidia worked out really nice. I got stopped out break even. Second trade also worked for me a little bit, but then I got stopped out. The third trade was a bigger loss. I was very heavy on that. Uh, and this is also now dropping. Let's see what it tries to do here. Does it want to sell off? The Spice wants to sell off too. Yeah, yeah, let's do something like that. Ravi is here. Saber, you are here. Yeah, let's plan something. So I'm adding very heavy here. I'm adding very heavy here. If it drops the 130 to 90, I'll be out. Let's see if it has a chance to pop up. Yeah, it should have bounced by now. The way I want to see it should have bounced by now. So when I go very heavy on things, I don't give a lot of room. I'll because I'm more confident on the area than the than giving a lot of room. Yeah, I think it's gonna drop 90. The SPY is dropping, so that's not helping with Nvidia. Okay, all out. All out of Nvidia. Yeah, stopped out, guys. Yeah, I might call it a day, guys. Maybe I'm not seeing things properly. This should have popped, so now it wants to pop. Yeah, now it's trying to pop. It never even closed below 130 to 90. Yeah, that hurts. That hurts. This is the pop that I was looking for. So hymns, so let's look at hymns and let's look at Google. Oh, hymns is strong. Yeah, hymns was gapped down and then it's rolling up, sells off. This price action, when you see something like this, when a stock sells off, let me bring up the Epic pen. Okay. So if you when a market sells off like this and it comes back for a market or a stock, and it basically what it does it consolidates around this area. This is a very good sign. Very good sign of continuation on the long right here. This is one of my playbook trades. Usually I'll either capture here at one of these areas, tries to hold it, and then add more, add more, add more for a rally of the second area. And if I'm not able to capture this area, then I would want to start waiting for this, try to even start scaling into the position around the bottom of the support areas, and then add aggressively once it breaks out and pulls back around this area. That's my playbook trade. You see that Nvidia, guys? This is insane, man. This literally wanted to stop me out. What is Tesla doing? The way Tesla is trading, I think it can go to 350 today. PLTR breaking out too. I think SPY is also doing the same thing. Yeah, SPY is doing the same thing. Man, this Nvidia, I would have bought back my, I would have made back my losses, sorry. You can't do much about it now. Yeah, Tesla. Yeah, I don't know what to trade, guys. I don't know if I want to take any trade. I think I might even call it for the day. Yeah, I definitely will have to figure something out for my sleep, guys. It's like even though I'm at a loss, I'm not actively looking to find an opportunity. I'm like too drowsy to do that, which should not be the case. Yeah, yeah, it's difficult, man. This is very difficult. RGTI popped up really strong. RGTI is strong. Matthew, I slept at 9:30 in the evening. That's a different case. I didn't get sleep until like 11 or something. But I hit my bed at 9:30 last night. Adrian, yeah. Yeah, Michael. I think I was seriously considering that. At least try to come to Australia and then, at least trade for like 1 or 2 months and then see how it is. Hmm. What time is New Zealand right now? It's 3:30 a.m. right now. Isn't that's too late? It is 1:30 a.m. is good. Yeah, this is good. Australia is good. Like your market opens at 11 and then you trade until 1. Perfect. Switch to Tesla. Okay, so let's see what Tesla is doing. Oh, Nvidia came back. That is funny. Tesla is Going to 344, bounce on 340, 250. Google, yeah, let's look at Google. I haven't looked at Google. So what is Google doing? What happened to Google? There's a huge volume that came in with Google, but was very quickly bought back up. What happened to Google? There was a selling volume that came in, but was very quickly bought back up. I don't know what to do with that thing. Google is interesting. I'm taking a shot on Google, very small size. I want to see it if it'll. No, it didn't. I want to see it. That 173.50 was buying, but I'm going against it because I think that that initial volume on the selling will try to reject it. I'm adding more. I'm adding more. Let's see if 173.50 drops. I'm adding more. Boom. Let's see. 173.50 was a buyer. I want to see that drop. Yeah, now I'm heavy on it. 50 should drop. They should not buy here. Let's drop. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Come on. I need one more push down. One more push down. Don't pull back. Don't claim 50 again. I want you to reject 50 again. Drop, 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 drop. Drop, 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 drop. One more push down. One more push down. Please, please. Boom, 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 guys. I love you, Google. I love you, man. Okay. Let's see if it breaks the low of the day. Not low of the day, the recent low, 172. Let's see if it breaks the 173 and 172. If it claims 173.50 again, then I don't like it. Yeah, 173.50 doesn't seem like it wants to claim. I think it's gonna break the 173 now. Let's see if it breaks the 173. Come on, don't buy here. Come on, drop, drop. 173, let's drop. Boom, drop, 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 173. It did go to 173.01, but let's see if 173, 173 also. There was 173 bid, but I think it's gonna flush to 173. It's gonna flush to 173 soon. It's gonna drop below 173. Boom, now, no, no. Come on. Let's see if it gives us that. I want to see 173 drop. Hmm. So let's see 173 drops or not. I think 173 was buying, but I think it has a very good chance to drop. Who said Google? One second. Who reminded me of Google? Thank you for making me a little bit green, or not green, little bit cover my losses. And if it goes to the 72, I'll be back in business. But it doesn't seem like it wants to go to 772. So Google is bouncing again. It is trying to claim the 173.50. If if it claims that, then yeah, the trade is done. Yeah, I claimed the 173.50. So I don't have anything, but if it doesn't reject here, I don't have anything to hold on to. Actually, you know what? I'm actually short more. I'm actually short more. I shorted more. Let's see if it has that continuation to the downside. I shorted more. Okay, let's see if it goes to 173. If it drops to 173, okay, no, it didn't. It claimed the 173.50 again. Let's see. Yeah, I'll have to get out now. If it doesn't drop here, I'll have to get out and break even. Hmm. Okay, all out, guys. Actually, I gave back some of my profits too. Yeah, all out. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it wanted to go. So good that I'm out now. So what are you going to, Ekam Verma? And what is Shera doing? Hems? Yeah, Hems is actually continuing to rally. So Google didn't do much. I was thinking Google would go to 172. Like that was a very nice, would have been a nice move. Yeah, nothing seems to be going my way. So QBTS is actually, it went to 19. Apple is running. Yeah, Apple broke the high of the day. Sorry, BTC. Hmm. So Tesla is actually Yeah, Tesla is not looking like a short. Maybe it could be a long from here, but it drops a little bit to. Taking a long on Tesla, got a bad fill again. Taking a long on Tesla, I'll add more around 342. Okay, adding more. Adding more now. Yeah, this will be my last trade, guys. If this doesn't work, I'll call it. I'll add more at 342 if it comes here again. My stop loss would be below 341.50. Okay, adding more at 342. Adding a little more on 342. I'm cutting my size. I'm cutting my size here. I was very heavy, so I'm cutting my size a little bit at the break-even point. Let's see if it breaks 343. 343 has been that resistance area. So if it breaks 343, then I think we would be able to see the high of the day. Okay, boom, guys. Boom, boom, boom. Selling some. 345. I would love you, Tesla. Yeah, Tesla is doesn't disappoint me a lot. She's always been a very loyal one to me. Okay, so let's see if it goes to 345. I think that 345 might be a great break of high of the day is 344.53. Let's see if 344.53 is breaks out. Yeah, thank you. Elizabeth, don't go against me. Don't short here. Yeah, if you want a shot, that would be a. The screen is very laggy, isn't it? Like the you don't see. It's literally lag by 1 minute or something. Okay, adding more on Tesla. Let's see if this is the last push, if it's gonna work or not. Adding more on Tesla. Boom. Beauty. Beauty. Come on. Give me a chance to get out. Come on. Break this 344 like a boss. Okay, guys, I think it's top of the hour. Let's wrap it up. I'm still long Tesla. My stop loss is my break even at 342.70. So I'll get out at break even if it comes to my break even point. But if this works out, that would be great. But have a great rest of the day. See you guys tomorrow. Take care.